Hello, everybody, and welcome to another night of high school football here on Madison CW57. I'm Jim Caston, along with Chris Canty, and another beautiful night. We're back at Middleton tonight and back in the Big 8 as the Cardinals host Verona, two West Side rivals. But Chris, a little bit of a different story this year. Let's start with Middleton first of all. I guess the same for them. They're 4-1. We saw them in their opener. They were losers, but they've run off 4 straight wins. I think they were a little worried, but the ship seems to be righted now.
You know, Middleton got off to a little bit of a rough start, losing to Memorial, and Memorial's fantastic run offense. I don't think they were just quite prepared for it. But then they regrouped and they got together, and some great coaching by Coach Tim Simon. Made a little change at quarterback, moved Luke Schaefer over to defense. Casey Miller is now their starting quarterback. He's got them at 4-0 after that initial loss, and they're doing great, and they're looking forward to play Verona tonight.
Verona, on the other hand, is in a bit of a bad situation for them. They're not used to this. They come in at 2-3, and they need to win 3 of their last 4 to even make the playoffs. That's not what they're used to at Verona, Chris. A little bit of a different situation for Dave Richardson. I got a feeling that he's kind of trying to work it out. They're not sure where to pull the trigger.
Definitely a different situation for Verona. Obviously, still one of the better programs in the state of Wisconsin. Had some tough losses early this year, but they're going to have to win their next 3 out of 4 to make the playoffs. And Coach Richardson is going to have these guys ready tonight to start that winning streak against Middleton here at Brighton Brock Stadium.
Absolutely. You know, it is true. It's an old saying, but tonight truly is one of those games where you throw the records out that don't matter. These are 2 rivals. We're looking forward to a good head knocker tonight. Stay with us. High school football right here on Madison CW.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And we have been blessed with beautiful weather, and we have another great night here tonight, Chris. It's really, we talk about this every week, but it's phenomenal, the weather that we've had. It's still warm, still shorts weather. It's still, maybe by the middle of the second half, it'll be a light jacket type of night.
I'm telling you, you're in shorts, I'm in sandals. All we need is a beach ball up here.
And
we'll be set.
We need a couple of drinks with umbrellas in them, but that will come later. This is a night, Chris, where it's a night for games for first place in conferences. Well, this one is a good one here. There's another one going on, Madison Memorial and Sun Prairie tonight. I think when the schedule came out, people didn't expect that would be a game for first place, but they're each undefeated at 5-0.
There's definitely been a couple surprises here in the Big 8, La Follette being one of them. Definitely Memorial. It's starting off so hot at 5-0. I think we knew they were going to be pretty good this year. They have a great running game. The passing game is always going to be there, especially with DeReese Fountain at the helm. But I don't think we saw 5-0 coming. And to have this matchup against Sun Prairie is going to be a huge, huge matchup. Interested to see how that one turns out. But we got our own great matchup here tonight. Obviously, Verona at 2-3. A little bit of struggle to start the season, but they're ready to get their winning streak going and get in the playoffs.
I want to ask you about Verona, Chris, because they're in uncharted territory for them in recent years and what the mindset might be. But as you see, we are getting set for our national anthem tonight as the Middleton High School Band is on the field and ready for tonight's national anthem. It's always entertaining when this group takes the field, and let's let them take over for tonight's national anthem. Well, they make a few announcements, I guess, before the national anthem. You never know.
Gotta sneak in the last few.
If we get a shot of this, well, we'll have the national anthem. We'll talk more after that. Middleton High School Band.
They cheer on our Cardinals with the MHS fight song.
rousing rendition of the Middleton Fight Song. Perhaps we'll get a rousing rendition of the national anthem as well here tonight at Middleton.
Yeah. Please remain standing as the Middleton High School Marching Band, under the direction of Drum Major Eden Gurma, presents our national anthem.
They always do a great job, don't they?
Definitely a beautiful, beautiful anthem.
Chris, I want to ask you more about what Verona's thinking tonight. They're 2-3, and you know, Dave Richardson said to us during the week that the talent is there. This is not an untalented team. They're having trouble unlocking how to get the most out of this group. And you look at the defense. I do, Chris. They're being outrushed per game, which is very unusual for Verona. The defense have had some lapses, and there's a few on offense as well. They're trying some different things. I got a sense that Dave was not frustrated, but he was a little bit worried.
I definitely think Coach Richardson truly understood that, you know, this 2-3 start is the result of just a few plays. You know, he talked to us about game-changing plays. After every game, they look at a few plays and they say, or I'm sorry, each game, and they say, what plays really changed the game either positively or negatively? And this year they just had too many negative plays, whether it be a turnover, a drop ball, you know, something of that sort that really changed the game in a negative impact. In the same way it could a positive one, but unfortunately this year those negative plays have kind of been dominating this year, and they're 2-3. But they know that they're one of the most talented teams, and you know, I think Coach Richardson's going to have a great game plan tonight. And these guys are going to come out ready to play.
On the other hand, Chris, one of the stories from Middleton is at quarterback. They had quarterback Luke Schaefer, who went through all of last year, put up some good numbers for them during the season. They went into training camp. He went all the way through camp, through the first game as a quarterback. Then they had an injury in the defensive backfield. Now he's a cornerback, and Casey Miller is taking over. A little bit unusual to change by choice like that in the midst of the season.
Definitely something you don't see at this level, especially at such a high level. Middleton is always one of the best teams in this league. You know, when they start a quarterback week 1, you expect that quarterback to be there, you know, week 8 or 9. So a little bit different, but I think as a head coach and as players, you have to be willing to change and adapt to change. And big kudos to both Casey Miller and Luke Schaefer being able to adapt to that change. After kind of a rocky start against Memorial, these guys have won 4 straight, and they got a huge matchup here, and they're going to be on TV just to show how big this one is.
One of the blockers for Verona takes that ball up and straight through the middle, and they're going to have good field position to start. That was a short kick, and just what the doctor ordered to start the contest for Verona. That was Tyndall, I think, who brought it out for the Wildcats, and they get the first possession in the white jerseys tonight. Middleton won the toss and opted to defer, so they'll get it first in the second half. 1st and 10 on about the 42-yard line for Verona. And their quarterback is John Tackett, who is a 6'4 senior. He's thrown for 6 touchdowns, has yet to be intercepted this year. A real strength so far. They'll throw, or they'll run on first down. This is Eric Schmid, their leading rusher, who will pond out near the 50-yard line. Schmid for the year, 435 yards. He's missed a little time, but he is their best running back by far. Those yards, by the way, in 2 games, and he pounds up to about the 48-yard line for a gain of 6.
You know, we came into this game, we know exactly what Verona's going to be running here. They're famous for their wing T offense and really running it so precisely. So you're going to get a true coaching lesson on how to run the wing T from Verona tonight.
And here's a give to the other side. They'll try to stretch it left, and that's going to be good enough, I believe, for a first down for the Wildcats. That was Case Bio on the carry for Verona. And there's 2 plays equal a first down. And the ball is at the 47-yard line of Middleton.
You know, we talked a little bit about with Coach Simon, you know, on film. And I think, Jim, you actually asked him, how much film do you watch? And he said, you know, really as much as time will allow. And, you know, he wants to be respectful of the players and the coaching staff. But these guys do watch a lot of film, watched a lot of film on Verona. And I think he's going to have some tricks up his sleeve defensively tonight to try to shut down this offense.
It was one of my outside-the-box questions.
There you go.
Here's
Always
a quick toss to the near side as they throw it for the first time tonight, and that is Jason Murray, who makes the catch and has another good gain up to about the 41-yard line. Travis Murray, beg your pardon, the receiver for Verona.
Like to see John Tackett getting the arm involved early. I think last time we saw Verona was against Sun Prairie, I think week 2. And Tackett looked a little uncomfortable. It's kind of that first half. I just don't think they got him involved in the passing game that much. Like to see him get involved early. That was a perfect pass. Nice completion for senior quarterback John Tackett.
Another big story for Verona. They've had some players banged up this year. Bio gets the carry, or they give it to Schmid rather, through the middle. He gets another first down and being pushed and finally tackled at about the 32, but that's good enough for another first down. Another 9-yard chunk, and this is typical Verona offense.
Definitely. We just talked about it. With that wing T, you're going to see a lot of different fakes. You could see a sweep. You could see a jet sweep. These split backs are going to be in motion constantly, and then the quarterback's going to need to make some reads and decide where that ball's going to go, and sometimes you're going to have a design play. The trouble is, with all those fakes, defensively, it can be a real bear.
Another first down for the Wildcats. They'll give it to Bio here as he turns the corner, cuts through the seam, gets to 25 and down at about the 22-yard line. It'll be close to yet another first down. They're picking up chunks, big gains here in the first series of the contest.
This is very typical Verona offense. You know, you don't need to get – this offense is not going to get those 80-yard sprints, but they are going to get those 5, 10-yard, 15-yard bursts on you and just kind of work down the field slowly but surely. Very methodical offense, and it's very well run.
Tackett is doing about everything that a Verona quarterback does. Rarely are the quarterbacks the star for the Wildcats, but they don't make mistakes, and he hasn't done that. Here's another run through the middle, Schmid, and the defense fooled again as Schmidt rips through the middle and gets down to near the 10-yard line. Another first down for the Wildcats. Everything going the way they wanted to.
And this has got to be a little troubling for Coach Simon. They are really running all over that front 7 of Middleton right now. So I think they're going to have to, after this series is over, really regroup, find out what's going on, talk to the players, because this keeps going on like this. It's going to be a long night for Middleton.
What they like. About 3 minutes elapsed so far in his drive. Tackett will keep it, throw for the end zone. That ball is woefully short of his intended receiver. That was Murray there, who was sprinting toward the end zone at about the 5, and that pass came up short.
I wonder if that ball was tipped, Jim. It looked like it may have been tipped. But,
so it is 2nd down and 10. They can get a first down at the 1. The ball is at the 11.
This is a big series for Verona. I know it's the first series, but to get off to a hot start on the road in such a big game is going to be critical for them.
They'll split out one to the left. Schmid is behind the quarterback, Tackett. They'll give it to Murray from the wing. He changes directions and bounces at it down inside the 5 and got about 6 yards or so, maybe 7 on that carry. So it'll be 3rd down and short for the Wildcats.
And really, when you look at this wing T offense, it's all about getting guys out of position, really. You know, those D linemen, they go for one of the fakes. Next thing you know, something else may be open with a quick reverse. There's so many different moves and things that can be done offensively with this offense. It's pretty fun to watch Verona run it because they really are experts, and it really is tricky to defend, even though you know it's coming.
Schmid is the 3rd leading rusher in the Big 8 this year. 3rd down and 4, they come up, and a whistle. And and they might want to just replace that ball or make sure everybody is set. Hey, these guys should have been at Arizona State a couple weeks ago.
I just hope it's not like the Edgewood game we did last week.
Now you jinxed it.
Oh.
Penalty fest last week.
A lot of penalties last week.
None so far. Let's see what Tackett has planned here. Schmid has it. Bounces outside. And Ulrich missed the tackle. Schmid dives and scores. What an effort by Eric Schmid. As Max Ulrich had a chance in the open field, he eluded the tackle and then lunged for the pylon and got the first touchdown of the contest.
That was an excellent drive for Verona. They were really able to do everything they wanted to do offensively. I am absolutely positive Coach Richardson is very, very happy with that start. That's exactly what they needed to do to get off to a 6-0 start here.
So you couldn't ask for anything better. A fantastic start to the game. And they'll attempt the extra point with a little over 8 minutes left. And the kick is up, and it is good by Nick Hansen, their reliable kicker. It's 7-0 early on in this one. Stay with us here from Middleton.
Wait. First, it all starts here.
Seven 0 Verona to start. Turn your interest in graphic design and web development into a professional career with Madison Media Institute's Digital Art and Design program. Explore the possibilities at mediainstitute.edu. So Middleton will get a chance here, Chris, and want to respond, obviously. Adjustments being made on either side. The defense from Middleton huddled up around their coaches. You know, one of the things we talked with the coaches about, you see the same teams. The people in this conference never play out of conference games until they get to the postseason. You play the same, you know everything they do. There can't be that much that's new. I can't believe anyway. Do you think? I mean, they tried to make us think there would be, but I didn't.
It's going to be. I think both teams are going to be obviously running a lot of their base packages and what they do well. I think there's always a few wrinkles every year. You know, coaches are just like players. They want to continue to get better. They want to continue to try new things. So there's always some wrinkles, and you're probably going to save those wrinkles for your big games.
DeMond Hill is going to pick it up for the Cardinals before it gets the end zone. He'll try the right, has a little opening that closes very quickly, but they'll get it out near the 25. That one looked like it might be more open than it was, and then the kick coverage was very good. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. Their quarterback is Casey Miller, who is a 6-foot senior. He's done very well. He's started the last 4 games. He's thrown 55% complete, 6 touchdowns, only 1 interception, Chris, and he's thrown for 607 yards, about 121 a game. And again, he's not the star either. Their running back, Charles Braxton, really has been the key to their offense, but he has done a good job while Luke Schaefer has played defense.
He really has. Very impressed with Casey Miller so far this year, obviously, especially adapting to the circumstances.
And Luke was at tailback who gets the first carry. That's the former starting quarterback, Schaefer. It blows up because he couldn't handle the snap. They're going to make something. He'll throw it and get rid of it, and they almost had a completion down the field to Rongstad. So there's a wrinkle for you, just as I say they didn't have any. There was Schaefer, the former starting quarterback, in the game to throw an option pass on the first play.
And sometimes you want to have some fun right off the bat, huh, Jim? You know, Coach Simon throwing in the wrinkle. Little non-traditional. We saw that from Coach Minner last week at Edgewood. He was throwing in some non-traditional plays as well. Not something we typically see from Middleton, but I always like it when coaches step out of the box a little bit, try something new. You know, you have to take risks to be successful. And, you know, hey, that one didn't quite work out, but I'm sure he's probably got something else.
Tim will be chastising me for not believing me. 2nd down and 10 for the Cardinals. They did well to avoid disaster on that opening play. Butter, that's Charles Braxton, bounces out in the open field, makes a nice cut. Makes another one to the middle, bouncing around like a rag down. Finally, the defense comes, but not before he gets out to midfield. 29 yards on the run by Charles Braxton, and that's what he's been doing a lot of all year long. He's a little one at 5'9", 176, but he's good, he's quick.
Really does a great job just cutting through that line. He's so powerful, even though, lacks some of the size of some other backs in this league. But great footwork, great first step. Looking forward to some fun things from him tonight.
They fake to Braxton here, and Miller wants to air it out. There's Ronstadt complete inside the 30, down near the 20-yard line. They'll spot it at about the 23.
So you can see Middleton's clearly got a little something for Verona tonight. Verona got off to the great start, but I knew Middleton would respond, and they certainly have early. This is going to be a great game, folks. Looking forward to it.
Let's call it the 22. 29 more yards on the pass and catch. And hey, we've got something going early here. Pretty exciting.
Hold your horses, Jim.
Don't mind a little offense. Miller is the quarterback. Braxton, number 2, is the tailback. They make good use of their fullbacks as well. There's Braxton, who will run it up the gut, and he manages to get a nice crease and get 79, Hayden Aker, who was a big one, Chris, at left tackle, 6'2", 305. He's a senior. You can see him there with hands on hips.
I tell you what, he looked about 6'8" during the coin toss. He's a big kid. And you know what? The coaching staff, every time we talk to Coach Simon, nothing but great things to say. If I could talk about an old lineman, Jim, so.
Fine. Who leaps over a tackler. But he's very close. And another first down.
I'll tell you what, we didn't get a chance to see a whole lot of Casey Miller, but what we're seeing so far tonight, been very impressed. Accurate so far. Great pass there. And right now got his team in the position to score. Tie this game up.
17. Let's see. Make it 16 on the catch for DeMond Hill, who was a 6'1" senior, and that is his 18th catch of the year. He's up. First and goal, just inside the 2. And they'll give it to one of those fullbacks, and one of those fullbacks is going to score the touchdown. Adam Fry, the 5'9" junior, scores for the 4th time this year on the ground, and Middleton is within an extra point of tying this one up.
Great call there on the goal line, keeping it real simple, just a little I formation, toss off tackle, very, very easy play for the touchdown.
And they didn't even take 2 minutes on their drive, about 1 minute and 56 seconds. And Derek Ronstadt will attempt the extra point, and it is good. Hey, hold on here, we've got a good one. And maybe it'll be an offensive explosion tonight. It has been so far. 7-7 in the first at Middleton.
Still weighed down by that old cell phone contract?
I can't get rid of it. I've been stuck in it for 2 years.
You should have done what I did. I went to SLS Cellular. They also unlocked my phone and gave me 2 separate lines on the same phone.
Whoa.
So I can have a separate line for home and a separate line for business.
You have a business?
Or I could have a separate line for my friends and a separate line for the lady.
SLS Cellular. Pick your phone, pick your service, dump your contract.
Well, there we go. Just as some people like it, some people would rather see the epic defensive struggle. Boom, 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 right down the field. Middleton ties it up.
Perfect. This is exactly what we wanted, Jim.
Yep,
7-7, first quarter. 2 great touchdown drives.
And so the Cardinals now will kick it off. And for them, that will be the kicker, Brett Jors, who will do the honors. Schmid will be back there along with Alan Brown, the 2 deep. One developing story here, Chris, of course, at this level, you don't get injury updates from the sideline, but we haven't seen Cameron Tyndall yet, a key element to Verona's offensive attack from a wing position, and not sure why that is, but did not see him, I don't believe anyway, on the first drive.
We definitely didn't hear anything this week, so could have been something that happened recently.
If they are not required to give injury news as they are in the NFL, then they will not.
As much as we push them in our weekly calls to the coaches.
Here come the Cardinals. They're going to try to do a little trickery, and that one is caught and downed at the 42. Doesn't work. Well, look at Tim Simon dig into the bag of tricks twice already, and we're only halfway through the first.
Pretty confident tonight. Pretty confident. Kind of 2 trick plays from, I shouldn't say trick plays, but a little bit different, more aggressive, you could see it.
I know you were not a kicker, but that, I would imagine they're looking for a little more loft on that to get up and let the guys get down underneath.
I'm usually not a huge fan of that style of onside kick. Not my favorite. It just never seems to work quite right. But yeah, a little more height gives you a little more time to get your coverage team under it.
So Verona has it for the second straight time in good field position at the 42. Here's a quick flare to Murray, keeps his balance, and gets up to the 49-yard line for a nice game. Tonight's game is sponsored by Wrench Auto Service, Middleton's largest independent auto repair shop. Wrench is dedicated to providing honest and exceptional customer service.
I like their logo. It's a cool logo. Wrench Auto Service.
Good name for an auto service, huh? At the 49.
Very self-explanatory.
Second and about 3. Here's Tyndall, who gets a carry around the left end and manages to squeeze to midfield. Flags flying all over the place. First of the night.
Tyndall there. We haven't seen too much of him tonight. Takes the give on a little jet sweep, and it looks like, I'm thinking maybe a holding here, but
yep,
they're talking to Verona.
Walking back.
So, yeah.
Now, when that happens, Chris, give us a little former player insight here. We see guys on one team or the other starting to walk one way or the other well before the official makes the call. You either hear or you know, right? I mean, you can tell when one of your teammates
I can usually tell by the vicinity of where the flag was thrown and who threw it. If it's behind the line of scrimmage, it's usually a holding call, especially during the play. You see something in the defensive backfield, it might be pass interference or defensive holding. But yeah, I'll tell you what, usually when they call the other captain over is the moment you're walking forward or back. So.
Well, they had 2 penalties, actually, and Middleton will take the holding penalty, and that'll bring it back to the 37-yard line or so.
And a great crowd here tonight. The students are out in full force.
Second down and about 15 for Verona. A little over 5 minutes left in the second. Schmid spins, gets over the 40, and they bury him there. Much better, even though that was a good run by Schmid, much better this time around by the Middleton defense.
And that's something, we talked about on that first drive. Obviously, Middleton looked a little out of sorts, just trying to catch up to Verona, really. And Verona was able to kind of run all over him with that wing T offense. Right now, they do look like they've settled in a little bit, got a little coaching on the sidelines, talked about what was wrong, and now they're playing, so far, a little bit better than that first series.
For the year, averaging 9.5 per carry. They run for 158 yards a game. They usually get more than that. They give up 173. The opponents are rushing for more. That pass intended for Mitch Flora near the first down marker on a quick look in, and that is incomplete on third down. Brings up 4th and long, about 12 for the Wildcats.
And when you think about that number, 9 yards a carry, that's almost a first down every time you touch the ball. That means you are
running, not offensive plays.
Running the ball. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I mean, that means you're almost getting a first down every time you hand off the ball. That is truly amazing when you think about it, and that tells you that they're really able to keep the flow of their offense moving consistently when you're getting those kind of numbers.
And so Hackett, the quarterback, back to punt for Verona. Run that rugby-style kick. Schaefer's back there, and that one's going to take a bounce. Great Verona bounce back to about the 5-yard line. That couldn't have gone any better, quite frankly. And so the Cardinals start deep with a little over 4 minutes left here in the first quarter in a 7-7 game. Very entertaining so far.
Definitely. Nice job by the Verona special teams unit. Great kick by Tackett. Got a nice Verona bounce there.
.418 left here in the first quarter.
And we'll have to, you have to pardon us. We're working through some technical difficulties here. So you see your score at the top. We're going to try to get everything tightened up. But still got the great action here on the field. Get to listen to our lovely voices.
Up the middle, Fry again, and big yardage bursting out over the 15-yard line. Middleton starting to pick it up on both sides of the ball right now, out to the 17-yard line. 12 right through the middle on first down.
I'm still don't know if I believe Hayden Akers only 6'2". I think he's sandbagging. I was about to say lollygagging, but
are you saying
he's
that
sandbagging? I think he's about
school
6'5".
or a sports entity would fudge a little on their stats?
It's been known. It's been known. I
heights
used
and
to sandbag the other way though. When I played high school ball, guys are like, "You aren't 6'7". Don't worry about it.
As long as my opponent thinks I'm 6'7", right?
Gets them every time. You got to get them a little nervous when they're in the locker room.
Didn't get the first down, but they get it out. Gained a couple there, maybe one. It'll be second down, about 8. Of course, the others on the offensive line, we mentioned Hayden Aker. Logan Clark is the left guard. Lon Urey is the center. He's a real good one. Derek Ramsey guard, and Jack Mayers is the right tackle for Middleton. Defense moves. Hill will go in motion. Schaefer will find him, and it's incomplete. He was wiped out anyway, or was it complete? Maybe it was. He caught it, might have lost a little bit yardage there.
Great job there by the Verona defense. They really they read that one right away, and Casey Miller got away with one because that could have easily been a pick 6. They were in perfect position.
Damon Hill has a big catch already tonight to set up a Middleton touchdown. 6'1", 167. He's a slender senior. 18 grabs now on the year, and 3 have come for touchdowns. That's number 6. The tight end, Mitchell Hurl, will flank out in a slot to the left. They have Braxton out there as well. Over the middle, that's Hurl, and he hurdles for a first down near the 35.
Great job there by Casey Miller, showing us a little shoulder fake. Hold those linebackers in. Nice job by Hurl on the slant. Great pitch and catch from those two.
18 out to the 33 and a first down for the Cardinals. On a beautiful, beautiful night. This is week 6 of the high school football season. Only 3 more left in the regular season after tonight. Each and every week has just been outstanding.
And I hope Janesville's ready for us. We got a couple Janesville games coming up here.
Braxton very shifty and gets out to about the 42. Somebody better warn them.
We're coming to town.
We're coming to your city.
On the 18th, and I think they'll be coming here in Janesville, Craig versus Middleton on the 11th here on CW. Got La Follette, Beloit Memorial next week. La Follette having a great season. It'll be fun to watch them next season.
Absolutely. 37-yard line, second down, 6. Play action. Miller got out of trouble. There's Damon Hill, open over the middle, bobbled it, and goes out of bounds. Nice gain. Inside the 40 to the 38.
Great job there by really throwing his way out of some trouble there. We got the SLS replay here. You see Miller with a nice little play action fake. Looking. Nothing there. Waits for it, patient. Hits his receiver, a little out. Great job.
26 yards on the gain as the clock winds down here in the first quarter, 1:42 left. Cardinals on the drive again. Casey Miller, who took over as quarterback. They had 2 very talented quarterbacks, and Schaefer has been a good addition to the defense. They had some need there, and he took it. Braxton again tries the middle. And look at Braxton. Charles Braxton for Middleton, 5'8". I think that might be a little exaggeration.
So you got one guy going a little too high, one guy going too low. I'm doing all the Middleton measurements next year for the roster. We're going to get exact measurements next year.
As long as they don't give the measurements for the broadcasters. It's all we care about, right? Also in the game for Middleton is Vance Cook. And they get another good play here. And he's still going. And they're down inside the 20-yard line. Braxton again for the Cardinals, and they're starting to rip out some big chunks of yardage through the middle.
Great run there by Braxton. I just had to smile. I saw him actually throw one of his blockers out the way. He was coming up the hole so hard.
20 more by Braxton, and here it is.
Replay here. Talked a lot about Braxton tonight, and so far he's having a fantastic game. You see here, just real shifty, great with the feet, keeps them moving. Right there, just powering through, really bowling over guys. And at his size, he's not a big guy, but just a lot of power.
He does not go down easily. It's a credit to him. Miller from the spread. They give it up the middle again, and they're going to be close again. That for Middleton is Alex Leahy, another running back, a junior.
You know, one of the things we know about Middleton is every year they always have a great O-line, some fantastic running backs. That O-line and that run game is always very consistent for Middleton, and they teach those kids at a young age how to block the right way, how to run the football. You can see that paying dues right here.
12 more, and Middleton is knocking on the door again at the 5, but they'll try for it at the other end as the quarter has come to a conclusion. We'll come back for the second. After 1, we're tied at 7 on Madison CW 57.
When you're ready,
ServPro, how can we help?
help gets there faster. The cleanup specialists at ServPro, helping make fire and water damage like it never even happened.
I'm Phil Dawson. And I'm Ben Wardle. Coming up next week on Inside Badger Nation. How they fare, the Badgers at the Horseshoe. Plus, we'll take a look at some of the Madison area recruits. That's coming up on Inside Badger Nation.
So each team scored on their opening drive, and since then the Cardinals have been virtually unstymied here. And they are ready to rock and roll.
Jim, while we have a quick second, let me tell you a little bit about ServPro. ServPro Madison, when you need it done right and done fast, call 221-1818. For all of your fire and water.
And Middleton is in the end zone again as Fry finds it for the second time tonight from 5 yards out. And the Cardinals jump on the first play of the second quarter.
There we go. Sorry about that, Jim. A little bit of audio trouble.
Giving me sign language there for a minute. And here's the extra point attempt by Rongstad. This one is good. A low liner, but he hit it. And it's 14-7 in favor of Middleton.
We're going to have to get our signs down at the break, Jim.
That's right. I thought it was the bunt. 14-7 Middleton. We'll be right back.
Tonight's player of the game is brought to you by Kaiser Ford. A Kaiser buyer is a wiser buyer.
Madison has changed a lot since 1925, but at Kaiser Automotive, there's one thing that will never change, and that is our promise to providing low-volume prices and a superior level of customer service the Kaiser name has been known for over 8 decades. Take home a new 2014 Ford Fusion SC for $21,929, or lease it for $199 a month, or lease the 2014 Ford Escape for just $194 a month. Experience the new Kaiser Ford Lincoln off the Beltline at Todd Drive or at KaiserOnline.com.
It is 13-7, Middleton on top as the second quarter has just begun. 4 seconds, 5 yards, and Middleton will take. So Rongstad will kick it off. Schmid and Brown are back. And this one is Alan Brown back at about the 1 yard line. Eludes one tackler there. And then gets a whole heap of trouble before he can get to the 20 yard line. Good kick coverage by Middleton.
I think he's pretty happy he missed that first tackle. That one might have been a game ender. Jim, while we got a second, let's talk about cell phones, your favorite topic. we're going to get you there one of these games here. At SLS Cellular, going to help you dump your contract and save you some money. No credit check required. And also, they're a U-Haul authorized dealer, which I love.
We'll have to go see our good friend Nick there.
Yeah, we are. He might even come over to the
I need to talk to Nick to get the insight on the phone.
Yeah, you guys should really sit down and just
I am in need of his services.
Get a cup of the free gourmet coffee, probably 2. It's going to be a long day for him.
He can be my cell phone guru.
I think I'm going to give up on the job. It's just too much. I don't know if I can handle it.
Nothing there for Verona on first down. And they'll try it again. It'll be actually a loss of 1. And so Middleton's defense tightens up. They are mixing, Middleton is, Chris, run and pass, and they're doing very well, and now their defense is starting to really bow their neck here a little bit as well.
Definitely, they looked a little shaky after that first Verona drive, but I really do think they've settled in, and they're doing exactly what they want to do here, which is slow down this wing tee and make them punt the football.
And a little more, as early on, Verona was having their way offensively, but not anymore. 3rd down and long now.
And Middleton really does look comfortable. We didn't get a chance too much to talk about that touchdown, but 2 straight series, 2 touchdowns, just looking great right now. The offense is really clicking. Really impressed with what I've seen so far with Casey Miller. He's looked very comfortable back there, and Middleton mixing it up, a little bit of the I formation under center. We've seen 3 wide, we've seen 2 wide with a tight end, and we've seen a little bit of everything. We knew they were going to come in, mix up the formations a little bit.
3rd and 10. Tackett under pressure. Pressure comes. That one's thrown up for grabs and sails, thankfully for Verona, into the Middleton bench. That ball was not intended for anybody. I think that was a throwaway.
And those are the dangerous plays when you see your quarterback in motion to throw the ball, then get hit that hard in the chest. That's how a lot of guys break collarbones. Even when I was playing Mustang football, our quarterback, David Petrowiak, who's now an assistant coach with Memorial, but David broke his collarbone a couple years ago on almost the exact same play.
Is it because an offensive lineman didn't protect him well enough?
No, never. Left side was strong, Jim.
Tackett to kick it for the Wildcats. And that one is very low and taken by Schaefer and is downed immediately. Good open field tackle by Middleton and Jake Allman there to make the stop for the Wildcats. And I don't know if that kick was mishit or if that was another element of deception or not, but they did prevent a long return at least.
You see Middleton again getting great field position. This has got to be a little nerve-wracking for Verona right here, because this is a big drive. This is a huge momentum shift drive. If Middleton can get another touchdown here and go up 21-7, that is really going to be a pretty big deficit in this game.
Ball's on the 43-yard line, their own. Charles Braxton is the deep back. Behind the quarterback, Casey Miller. Braxton will get a nice cut to midfield, cuts again, still going, and down after getting all the way to the Verona 42-yard line. 15 yards tacked on to Braxton's total for the night, and another Cardinal first down.
And one thing, after talking to Coach Simon this week, we asked him about Braxton, and I said, how's he playing right now? And he said, he's really coming into his zone right now. He's really playing well, and I'll tell you what, he is, because we saw them week 1, and this offense did not look this good week 1. So they really have come into his own. They're playing much better. And a lot of times offensively, usually it takes a little longer for them to gel. The defenses can gel early on, but the offense might take a few weeks, and it's showing here.
I'll tell you, they had a back last year by the name of Javarius Rockmore, who got the bulk of the carries. Here's a throw up for grabs, and that one is intercepted. Looked like it was tipped, but I think they'll call it an interception. Grant Smith, the free safety, playing center field, got that one. And Verona has a big turnover, first of the night, and they're set up to go at their own 16-yard line.
Interesting play there. And Miller, one play he's definitely gonna regret, because this is an important drive here. Just a poor decision. Got hit on the arm a little bit.
Well, Hill had
he had a shot. He really didn't knock it down. They said either if you're not going to catch it, then you're going to make sure nobody else catches it. And I think he really could have just swatted that down. And that's why they coach that, folks.
So a turnover, they get it up the middle. Schmid is free for a second, and then the defense collapses on him. A lot of bodies there piling up on him at about the 20-yard line. It's a 4-yard gain.
And with all these fakes, you really have to stay true to gap responsibility defensively. That's what Middleton's done a better job of right now. You just have to stay true because you never know. There might be a reverse or a cutback or sweep. It could be coming at any moment with this offense. So you really have to stay true to your responsibility defensively.
Second down for the Wildcats, trying to take advantage of the turnover. They'll give it to Murray, racing right, then cuts. And the defense comes hard. They were trying to clear a space for him, but too many Cardinal jerseys there.
And this is always the interesting thing with Verona. If they get a lead, it's a great offense for a lead, but if you do get down, if you're struggling with this offense, what are you going to do with the passing game right now? Are you going to try to attack it more engaged, get those receivers a little more engaged, or are you going to continue to use your bread and butter? So there's some interesting moments right here because Middleton has been driving well the last few series.
3rd and 4. Wildcats trying to hold on to it after getting the interception. Over the middle, Tackett too far. Good coverage there. Ulrich roaming right in the territory for Eric Schmid, the intended receiver. And the Wildcats will have to give it away, but at least their defense was able to prevent any further penetration by Middleton, but now they must give it back.
Middleton defense once again holding. And I'll tell you what, just looking around at this Middleton team, it's just a lot of big guys. This is a big high school football team. And it may sound like kind of a weird thing to say, but that does make a difference sometimes. And it can help in certain situations. That they're just physically imposing. And I think some more so than some other teams we've seen even in the Big 8.
Passed the eye test, huh?
There you go.
Look good getting off the bus. Tagging with a good snap.
Even though we still need to check out these heights and weights. We're going to talk to Coach Simon in a couple weeks about that.
Schaefer takes it as 40, is wide open, then it cuts down, but he eludes the tackler and dances off the field inside his own 40. About a 22-yard return there for Luke Schaefer. And Middleton has it inside Verona territory, inside the 40-yard line.
I think Luke felt like he might have owed the team one after that last punt. You got to make that first guy miss, and Luke got caught up the first time. He was probably smiling on the sidelines, but great run there, great effort. And Coach Simon, talking to him this week, really said that when Luke moved over to defense, we really asked him why. He said we needed athletes, we needed talent on that side of the football, we needed a playmaker, and Luke was willing to do it, gave up his spot at starting quarterback, which is not easy to do in high school football, but did it, and has done a great job defensively so far this year.
Braxton from the eye, breaks a tackle, still going. Somebody had him dead to rights right there, about 3 yards downfield from the line of scrimmage, but Braxton continues to show power for a small guy.
And that really, just watch his footwork, folks, because even if you're about to get tackled, if you're going down, you keep moving those feet, you can't hang on. And they may have your feet, but if you stop moving them, you're going to go down. Keep moving those feet, just trying to do what you can. Just great footwork by Braxton thus far. And also his vision. He's able to see the hole and see holes developing very well.
And he ended up with 7 yards on that run. Play action for Miller, fires over the middle. Mitchell Hurl, the big tight end, is there. Makes a catch in traffic with Logan Flora wrapped all over him for a first down and a gain of 11 down to the 21.
I'd like to see Coach Simon getting Hurl involved. He was a topic. Hurl was a topic of discussion during our call this week, and he said he's been really impressed with his play so far, and Coach Simon's been very pleased with the production out of his tight end spot. And, when you look at the NFL, guys like Rob Gronkowski, they're using those tight ends to create mismatches. That's what a great tight end can do.
9th catch of the year for the big junior from the 21 now, the Cardinals. Braxton will get the call. This time for short yardage as they piled up on him in a hurry. They had Derek Rogenberg as the starting tight end. He's 6'2", 195. He is now a full-time defensive end for Middleton and leads the team with 4 sacks this season. And Hurl is taken over, and Hurl is now on the bench for Middleton, and they're taking a look at him as you see him sitting down there, number 83 at the bottom of your screen. Hopefully he'll be okay. Here is the keeper, or the give to Schaefer, who's back in the game as an offensive player for Middleton. He goes inside the 10, and that's near another first down. As they continue to look at Mitchell Hurl. So here is Rogeberg, number 11, who comes back in. Familiar territory for him as a tight end. They're going to go too tight here, it looks like, as well. Also joining the fray is Travis Zander. And
watch for something quick here, Jim. Yeah, especially with these taller guys. Again, a lot of height too. A lot of basketball players on this team.
Well, they
Might
got
see
up.
some type of fade, just kind of a jump ball.
Got up and committed a illegal procedure penalty, so they knock it back 5 yards. And so they'll go instead from the 23-yard line, where it'll be second down and about 12. Schaefer is in the game at quarterback here for the Cardinals. And I don't see Casey Miller anywhere on the bench area. Not sure if this is a coach's decision. Miller, I think, is standing there on the sideline ready to go in, but they put Schaefer in the game as the quarterback here. And they give it on the end around to Damon Miller, their fine receiver. He makes a cut up the field and gets close to a first down, if not inside the 10-yard line, which is what he needed, about the 11, and they got it. And it's a first down inside the 10. It'll be first and goal at about the 9.
Middleton again driving in for the score here. Well, it looks like Schaefer's still in there.
Well, Miller is standing ready to go, and I think they just want to give, I think he is anyway. It's hard to tell. There I see him, I think, number 7 standing on the sidelines.
This
near the bottom of your picture.
Too. It might be a package.
Yep, exactly.
Schaefer runs.
Well, Luke Schaefer was not taken off as quarterback. He was hurt and then needed on defense, but he was not taken off that for not being effective. This one, a little flip back to Braxton, goes nowhere. They might have lost the yard there. Third down and long now.
Not quite a trick play, a little something different from Middleton though, but you know, they're moving the ball so well, kind of out of their base sets. And sometimes teams get a little, I don't know, it's like they get a little squirrely when they get to the goal line, trying new things, doing things differently. I was always a big fan of kind of do what you do well, even if you get to the goal line area, and just put that ball in the end zone. So we're going to see what they do here. Looks like Miller's back at the helm.
Casey Miller back in as the quarterback. Zander also in as the second tight end here for the Cardinals. They'll spread it out. One back, Braxton behind Miller. Looking for a fade, and it is complete. Rungstad for the touchdown. Wow, what a throw and catch, and keeping a foot in bounds as well by Derek Rungstad.
Got the SLS replay here. See Casey Miller barking out those commands. Just a nice fade. Watch the ball. The ball was, all he had to do was run under it. That is literally perfect.
Walk it up and hand it to him any better than that.
Absolutely flawless. Great pitch and catch there.
20-7 now. The Cardinals on top with 4:46 left before halftime, and they are a-rolling. And it'll be Rogeberg to attempt the extra point. While Rungstad, all of 6'5", he's got a basketball scholarship. They're going to fake now and go for two. Rungstad, who scored the touchdown, is going to throw it to the end zone, and it's intercepted. So for the third time tonight, Tim Simon reaches deep down into his bag of tricks, and this one comes up a little bit short. But the Cardinals have the 20-7 lead. 4:46 the time remaining in the second quarter. We'll break right here on Madison CW.
When you're ready,
ServPro, how can we help?
help gets there faster. The cleanup specialists at ServPro, helping make fire and water damage like it never even happened.
And so Middleton goes up by 2 scores. At this point, the way they're playing, Chris, you don't think that missed point after or the failed attempt for 2 is going to really hurt them, but it could.
It could, coming down the stretch, I think that truly shows you the confidence that Coach Simon has in this team, this offense, this defense. They're just playing great football right now, so it's going to test some things out, take some risks. So far, it's working out for them.
This is Brown on the return for Verona. Not much going right for them as they can only get it up to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, who now need to do a little Little work on offense to get back into this contest.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of an uphill battle here, but very, very manageable. 13 points right now, but they have got to get something moving and moving in a hurry.
So if you have watched Verona football over the years, you have watched a lot of good football, and they are capable of more. And Middleton knows it. So here they come. They'll mark at the 19-yard line. John Tackett is their senior quarterback. Fakes and will throw. As a receiver there, it is Murray, I believe, who was open, and they get a big gain out to the 44-yard line.
Nice pass there by Tackett. We just talked in their last series, how is Dave Richardson going to respond, as the coach of Verona here, and is he going to let Tackett throw the ball a little bit more, try to come back in this game? You see right there, the answer to that question is a definite yes, and that was a great pass there by Tackett, under pressure and able to complete.
24 yards out to the 43, and there was a stoppage for injury, and I believe that is the player who caught the pass, who I believe is Murray. Travis Murray. And the way they're looking at him, it looks like it might be a cramp. Let's see. Although players out there surrounding their injured teammate. Hopefully he'll be okay. They're looking at his legs, and with both legs up in the air, you get the idea that might be a cramp.
Yeah, looks like it. Jim, while we have a quick second here, just want to remind our fans, stop by Kaiser Ford Lincoln. Check out Wisconsin's largest selection of new pre-owned Fords. Proudly serving Dane County since 1925.
Be riding around my new Ford.
Well, I need a new car.
My new cell phone. On my cell phone while I'm stopped alongside the road, of course.
New cell phone, new gym, everything.
You having my gourmet coffee? So yeah, that's a weird and painful thing when you're Murray's up and he's talking to the trainer, and he'll walk back. Those legs are sore though, and that, you know what that feels like when you get a cramp.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like he's going to be fine. So it's first down for Verona. Let's call it the 43. The ball out over the 42-yard line. There's Tyndall in motion. They'll give it up the middle, and that is Schmid, who gets virtually nothing. Schmid, again, the third leading rusher in the conference after 5 weeks, and they've done a good job of bottling him up.
We haven't heard much from, Schmid we've heard from tonight. Haven't heard much from Tyndall. Kind of a quiet night for him, but both Schmid and Tyndall in the top 10 for the Big 8, but still Verona at 2-3, struggling tonight, and have had some tough losses this season, so they're going to have to pick it up right here before the half. I think getting a touchdown on the board before this half is out could be critical.
Here is Schmid again, and he is cut down. Had an opening there, but they are doing a nice job closing off those running lanes. Inside is the Middleton defense. Down to 3.5 to play here in the half.
Another thing to think about, Middleton will get the ball in the second half, so again, this drive is absolutely critical for Verona. If nothing else, even to take time off the clock. They cannot leave Middleton with much time to make some plays here as this half closes up.
Don't forget to stay tuned at halftime for more entertainment. Here's Tackett. Set up a screen for Schmid. It's open, and he races for a first down before being chased into the Verona bench, and there's a flag, and that was a late hit, and another flag comes in as well. A little bit too aggressive there at the end of that play by the Middleton defense.
And I forgot that the refs actually threw flags after last week. I think we must have had 25 flags last week.
I think all of football everywhere used up the allotment last week.
Tackett here dropping back. Little screen pass to Schmid. Great call. You see Schmid trying to get out of bounds.
Yep.
Yeah, a little late on the tackle.
It was Matt Hong, the middle linebacker for Middleton, providing the coverage, and he does a great job for them. It's like, in high school sports, the shortstop of the baseball team, he's pretty much probably the best player, in a lot of cases anyway.
True.
High school football, middle linebacker, maybe that's your...
Usually, if maybe not the best, usually one of the biggest, strongest, most versatile, toughest, yeah.
Hardest hitting, right?
But, every week we always talk to the coaches, and one of the questions Jim and I always ask is, who's the players to watch? Who should we be paying attention to? And every time we do a Middleton game, it's always Matt Hong. Coach Simon always makes sure to give his linebacker some love and say that he does great things for that defense.
Here's a double handoff there. Tyndall through the middle, and from the 29, he gets it inside the 20-yard line, and that'll be another first down, I believe. Little dipsy-do inside.
I think even our camera crew got
our Serpro first down to the 18, gain of 11. It is a first down. So with the help of that late hit, they pick up some extra yardage, and now we're seeing Verona's offense starting to chug it up again. Under 3 to play in the second.
Now you're starting to get that confidence back as they can get their eyes in the end zone.
Tackett wants to. Logan Flora is open, backing up, makes the catch, holds on, and that is a Verona touchdown.
Great job there by Verona. Beautiful pass. We see some great quarterback play tonight. Both Tackett and Miller really having exceptional games. We'll get the SLS replay here. See Tackett dropping back. Waits patiently. Again, a nice little fade route there. We've seen both quarterbacks with some unbelievable touch tonight. That is not easy to do, folks, especially it's a little windy down here. And even at the high school level, that's a tough pass for these quarterbacks, and they are doing a great job tonight.
And that was a little underthrown as well, but Fleur did a great job of backing up and then making the catch and holding on after he was pushed. Good job. So the extra point makes it 20-14, and just like that, it's a brand new ball game as Verona gets back in it. 2:40 remains. It's 20-14 Middleton on Madison CW.
Madison has changed a lot since 1925, but at Kaiser Automotive, there's one thing that will never change, and that is our promise to providing low volume prices and a superior level of customer service the Kaiser name has been known for over 8 decades. Take home a new 2014 Ford Fusion SC for $21,929, or lease it for $199 a month, or lease the 2014 Ford Escape for just $194 a month. Experience the new Kaiser Ford Lincoln off the Beltline at Todd Drive or at KaiserOnline.com.
Go ahead, Chris. Tell them about our good friends.
Appreciate the alley-oop there, Jim.
Slam it home, big fella.
Madison Media Institute. Turn your interest in graphic design and web development into a professional career with Madison Media Institute's digital art and design program. Explore the possibilities at mediainstitute.edu.
Handle that like a pro, my friend. Why work when you get somebody else to do it for you?
I don't know who wrote this live read, but that's the longest sentence I think I've ever seen.
And here's the kick. It's bobbled by Hill. They're going to try, no, he'll keep it. And this one gets back to about the 15-yard line. So Middleton not afraid to mix it up a little bit. Even after the bobble, they carried that out. Now they have arguably their worst field position, starting anyway, of the night.
The way they've been moving the ball, I mean, they have 2.5 minutes here, and I know they're thinking about that. They got to score here, but I know they're thinking about that second half a little bit too, being able to get the ball. So this is a chance to maybe have a 14-point swing with a couple back-to-back touchdown runs if they can get it.
They're at the 17. Let's see if Mr. Tim Simon wants to take a shot and air this out a little bit. Looks like it. Miller fires over the middle, and they have a completion out to the 35-yard line. And that was their reserve tight end who has played a lot here in the first half. That was Travis Zander, who made the catch for Middleton.
Great play there. You can see on the replay. I thought number 81, another big guy for Middleton. He looked almost like a tight end out there, but really creating some mismatches offensively with the size and speed of some of their wide receivers and tight ends.
That was a pickup of 17, the pass play, and that gets about 5 yards out to the 39-yard line. On the run by Fry, who has visited the end zone a couple of times tonight. Middleton not at fast-paced here. They're not slow, but they're taking their time. under 2 minutes, should say. There's a quick toss, and Fry has it, spins, and manages to get another first down, get out of bounds, out over the 45 at the 46-yard line.
And then keep in mind, folks, the clock will stop after each first down. Similar to college, it does give you, it's almost like a mini timeout each first down. So just another incentive to keep that ball moving.
So the ball's at the 46 now for Middleton. They'll run from the spread with Casey Miller. One back beside, and they'll stop it before the play gets underway.
Jim, while we got a break, let's talk about Wrench Auto here in Middleton.
Love
For
it.
all your vehicles needs, both foreign and domestic, count on Wrench Auto Service in Middleton. Visit Wrench online at wrenchauto.com.
Somebody moved on the front line for the Cardinals, and so they move it back 5 yards. And instead of the 46, they'll
Couldn't have been a lineman.
start it from their
No way it was
41.
a lineman.
Well, of course not. They never make mistakes.
I think we talked about this, Jim. It's a fake penalty. It's not even real. I don't even know. False starts, allegedly.
With air quotes.
With air quotes.
Miller on the run, and he can't find Xander there, who was open briefly for a second, closing in along that sideline, though Miller would have had to have put that right in there and threw it a little long. So it's second down and long now. Although Casey Miller has shown the ability to drop it like a dime just into the receiver's hands on that fade. You know, it's interesting when you go to a professional football practice, even if I think they probably do it at the colleges as well. Those quarterbacks stand at the 40 and they throw it to a barrel, a garbage can that's sitting in the corner of the end zone. It's amazing how many times they get near it or hit it or put it in.
It really is, and that's a play that you have to be able to throw really at all levels. And these quarterbacks both have it on display tonight. A couple nice fade routes from both Verona and Middleton going for touchdowns.
Leahy, the ball catcher for Middleton, and another nice gain up to the 50-yard line of about 9 yards, and a timeout is called. Middleton will take it. Neither team had exhausted a timeout. Middleton finally takes their first with 1:28. So now they have it, Chris, at midfield. Second down, third down and 6, but they're in position here really even at this level. 1:28 is still, I don't know if I'd say plenty of time, but
it's quite a bit of time, especially when you think about the clock stopping. Obviously, when you go out of bounds, that's it. But when you have the clock stopping at the first down, that's a huge benefit for these kids and these offenses.
And it's a game that's sweeping the nation. We'll tell you about it here in just a second. 1:28 to go. And remember, though, it's third down for the Cardinals. 2 plays basically to pick up 6.
And folks, we want to remind you to call Serve Pro of Madison at 221-1818 for all your fire and water emergency restoration needs. Serve Pro of Madison, like it never happened.
Defense jumps, no flags, ball fumbled. Verona falls on it, and they will have the ball at the Middleton 45-yard line. That was the defensive end, Kenny Keys, who found it for Verona.
Let's take a look here on the SLS replay. You can see just a low snap, nothing too fancy about it. Verona, just Johnny on the spot.
So Keys, the senior, pounces on it for the Wildcats, and they have it at the Middleton 46, and suddenly it is turned completely around, Chris. Now it is Middleton who has the field position here with 1:25, and with a touchdown and extra point, they could take the lead.
This is a huge turn of events. That's why, we said 13 wasn't that many points. That's exactly why. 2 talented teams. They're going to do their best to keep it close.
Tyndall gets the handoff on the sweep right, and he'll churn out about 5 to the 41. Verona has all of their timeouts left, clock running with 1:14. And they second down for the Wildcats. They'll hand it off again, and slipping and sliding is Tyndall that time as he got back to the line of scrimmage, picked up maybe a couple of feet. It'll be third down. Clock continues to run. Chris, with 45 seconds, they have 3 timeouts. They've opted not to take any, and I find that a little interesting at least.
Yeah,
Down
it's
to
almost like
35.
they haven't really gotten too aggressive with gaining their field position here.
Third down. Tackett with heavy pressure from Rogeberg. Throws it up, and it's incomplete. Schmid there trying to leap like Superman to make that grab along the sideline. It's incomplete. Clock stops with 24 seconds left.
And Jim, let me tell you a little bit about SLS Cellular. Once again, one of our great sponsors at SLS. They will help you dump your contract and save you some money. Come visit us and enjoy a free cup of gourmet coffee. SLS Cellular on Sun Prairie.
So they have it at the 40 with 22 seconds remaining. And here they come. They might go into the locker room in this situation, holding on to their 3 timeouts. Don't get them in the second half. Fourth down. Tackett throws, and way over the head of his intended receiver there at about the 20-yard line or so. That was Taylor Watsky at tight end. And where does the flag come? It is an illegal late hit on Middleton on 4th down. Wow. The
Not
pass
the kind of
was
penalty.
incomplete, but they'll get the first down anyway.
Not the kind
Apparently.
of penalty you want to see.
No.
Especially after a tough 4th down stand.
So 18 seconds, and they'll march it down, and that official's not going to stop until he gets to the 25-yard line. So now you have 1st and 10 at the 25. You're in the middle of the field, and Chris, 18 seconds, 3 plays, maybe 4?
I think you've got at least 3. It just really depends how you use sidelines, and obviously they have their timeouts. So they might actually be able to sneak in a 4th.
Taggart looks, fires, Schmid has it, trying to get to the sideline, and he will, and gets out of bounds, and the clock stops with 10, and he gets out of bounds near the 15, and they'll say that's good enough for a first down. Where are they going to mark it? At about the 14, it looks like. Let's see, the chains moved, and up they go. They needed to get to the 15, and they'll mark it just inside the 15, it appears, that official walking out.
And the good thing for Verona right here is they have the 3 timeouts, so their whole, kind of offense is really open.
Only 10 seconds left, though.
I mean, you have to be watching for the run. Typically in this situation, you might only have 1 timeout left.
Not sure the timeouts are going to help you here. The 1 will maybe. Tackett zone. There's Flora bumping, banging. They play grab bag for it. They're rolling over, and it's called a touchdown. Flora and Schaefer, scenes from Seattle last year with the Packers and the Seahawks. Each seem to have ahead of it, and they give it to the Wildcats, and we're tied.
We're definitely going to need the replay on this one, Jim. Great pass again from Tackett. Flora with a one-hand catch.
Flora was grabbing for it. Schaefer was trying to dig it out. I'm not sure if that was definitive. That's a good replay, but that official was standing there, and he put the arms in the air for the touchdown.
It looked
Verona
like he almost
can take
waited
the lead.
till Flora truly showed possession and called it the second someone really stepped up and controlled the football.
Hansen drills it through, and Verona has the lead, scoring twice late for the touchdown. 14 yards on the catch. We'll catch our breath and be right back on Madison CW.
Miller & Sons has been your friendly family grocer for over 100 years.
With our Verona and our New Mount Horeb location, Miller & Sons is able to support local growers to bring you the freshest quality produce.
If there's something special you are looking for, let us know. We'll try to get it.
It's Chili Week. Fresh family pack ground chuck, $2.98 a pound. Surefine beans or diced tomatoes are 3 for $2, and Surefine oyster crackers only 98 cents.
At Miller & Sons, we pass the savings on to you, and we also carry groceries out to your car.
Well, Mr. Canty, we have a sudden turn of events. Verona scores twice in the last 2.5 minutes, and they grab the lead, take advantage of a turnover, and score.
I'll tell you what might ease Middleton's pain. Stopping by Kaiser Ford Lincoln, where you can get Kaiser's internet verified prices every day. Proudly serving Dane County since 1925.
So here's Alex Wood, who grabs it for Middleton, and this will run out the half as he gets it up to about the 25-yard line. Wow, what a half, and what an end to the half.
That was a lot of fun, Jim.
Fantastic.
We picked some good ones so far this year, and I'll
Sure
tell you
did.
what, we have not disappointed yet. Another great game.
Verona comes from 2 touchdowns down to take the lead at the half. It is the Wildcats 21, Middleton 20. Stay tuned for our halftime programming here on Madison CW.
When you're ready,
ServPro, how can we help?
help gets there faster. The cleanup specialists at ServPro, helping make fire and water damage like it never even happened.
Where do they get the energy? No running! Yes, I see you.
Honestly, it's fun for me just to watch them have fun.
Really?
Whether you are a kid or just want to act like one, welcome to Kalahari. And right now, we're welcoming you with our best deals at KalahariResorts.com/deals.
Grandma's gonna love this.
Hi, I'm Brian Lee of Open Seating. I hope you can join me this week as I get to sample a lot of great things, from cocktails to raw fish, with my guests from Wonder Bar, Coffee Cup, Firehouse Subs, and Von Foss. So stay tuned all week on the CW57.
Hi everyone, I'm Emmy Fink. I hope you enjoyed the first half of our football feature this week. The Middleton Cross Plains School District is finding success both on and off the field, but first we're going to dive into the academics.
Harry, let's begin by talking about the start of the school year. Obviously a successful year for Middleton. What kind of a position does that put you in as far as talking about the success of the school district?
Well, we're always excited when the school year starts. It's a great chance. We love it when our teachers and our other staff and our students get back in the classroom. It's not only an exciting time, there's a lot of energy that's in all 10 of our schools. And you know, I mean, again, we miss those people when they're gone during the summer. So it's exciting and nice to have them back. And I think they're excited to be back in the classroom too, and learning and going through some new things and moving ahead.
How could it already be time for the first report cards to come out? But it is. I mean, time truly flies, and you guys are really happy with the result.
Yeah, actually this year's state report cards that were issued by the Department of Public Instruction came out a month earlier than a year ago. So it is a little earlier, which does surprise a lot of people. We were surprised a little bit too when they told us they were going to come out in September. But yeah, I mean, we were anxious for the results. We had heard in August that we had done quite well. And then when they officially came out last Tuesday, we found out we did very well. I mean, 16 school districts in Dane County. Our district report card, which is a new element to the state report cards, we were second behind Wanakee. But of our 9 schools that were graded, 5 of them were in the highest category, which is significantly exceeding expectations. That works out to 55.5% of our schools. I think I found only 1 district in the state, Cedarburg, that had a higher percentage of schools in their district that was above us. So yeah, we were thrilled. We were thrilled.
How does that make you guys feel as far, you know, as a whole district, all of these schools? I mean, you guys are bringing great kids in, great families, and that's something, I mean, I'm sure you look to every year of just wanting to keep it like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're very excited. I mean, we're a growing district, and not every district, unfortunately for them, is in the same situation as we are. We grew by 2.2% this year. We grew by nearly 3% last year. I mean, that's a lot of growth. It's challenging because, you know, our schools can only hold so many students, but we know people are coming here because, not only because of our wonderful staff, but because of a lot of this great news. I mean, in addition to the school report cards, we found out about 3 weeks ago that our ACT scores at the high school were the 4th highest in the state out of more than 420 high schools. So again, what it really speaks to though is the quality work that we're doing. I mean, we have a curriculum renewal process that we go through with all of our subjects. Right now we're doing it with math and reading and other areas as well. But I mean, those are 2 that are tested on assessments regularly, and we think it's important. I mean, we look at the report cards as, I mean, we feel good about them. We don't look at them as a ceiling though. We want to get better, and we look at them as a tool for us to figure out what we need to improve upon.
Well, let's talk about academics before we get into athletics. You guys really offer a lot of great things. I mean, let's just talk about the foreign language, for example, a lot more than what other schools offer.
Yeah, I mean, again, we offer what many school districts will offer, French and Spanish. and German, but we've been fortunate enough over the last 3 years to offer Mandarin Chinese as well. My daughter, in fact, is one of the students who takes it, and we're very excited about that. We have and we also offer it at the middle schools. We have more than 130 students currently taking Mandarin, and we see that as only a growing program. But again, it only makes sense. I mean, it's the language that's spoken by more people than anybody in the world, so we think it's important for students to have that opportunity, and we're excited about it. Another thing that's kind of exciting too is there's a magazine that's published by the Wisconsin Association of School Boards, and their cover story for next month is going to be on our foreign language program.
So let's transition from academics to athletics. Obviously, Middleton Cross Plains School District excels in almost every sport as well. So I mean, obviously academics comes first. That's why everyone's in school. But for a lot of those students, that's a big reason why they love school as much as they do.
And a lot of our parents love it just as much. So, no, I mean, we emphasize student athletes. I mean, we want them to do well in school, but we want them to do well in their athletic endeavors as well. We think that's important. We think it's important for them to have success, whether it's on the football field or on the tennis courts. And we're fortunate. We have a lot of students to pick from, and a great many of them work very hard, not just in their season, but out of season, on becoming very good. I don't think it's about college scholarships or anything. I think it's just about them striving to be the best student they can be and also the best athlete they can be.
You have a daughter in high school. You've kind of been through that whole route. Football really in high school is truly, Friday night is like their life, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, we draw as many as 6,000 people to some of our games, and I mean, it's funny because she might have a volleyball match on Saturday, but she wants to be at that football game with her friends, and they want to be cheering on the football team. And yeah, I mean, we're a bigger community. We have 17,000 people here in Middleton, and the entire district encompasses more than 30,000 people. But at the same time, Football Fridays, you'd swear that everybody was there watching the game, even though I know they're not. So.
Hi everybody, I'm Jim Cast.
And I'm Chris Canty.
Join us again next week here on Madison CW57 as we go back into the Big 8 as Beloit visits Madison La Follette.
La Follette surprising everyone in the Big 8. We can't wait to watch it. Please tune in to channel CW57 at 7 o'clock on Saturday and 10 a.m. on Sunday. Hope to see you there.
Right here on Madison CW57.
Miller & Sons has been your friendly family grocer for over 100 years.
With our Verona and our new Mount Horeb location, Miller & Sons is able to support local growers to bring you the freshest quality produce.
If there's something special you are looking for, let us know. We'll try to get it.
It's Chili Week. Fresh family pack ground chuck, $2.98 a pound. Surefine beans or diced tomatoes are 3 for $2, and Surefine oyster crackers only 98 cents.
At Miller & Sons, we pass the savings on to you, and we also carry groceries out to your car.
Tonight's player of the game is brought to you by Kaiser Ford. A Kaiser buyer is a wiser buyer.
Madison has changed a lot since 1925, but at Kaiser Automotive, there's one thing that will never change, and that is our promise to providing low-volume prices and a superior level of customer service the Kaiser name has been known for over 8 decades. Take home a new 2014 Ford Fusion SC for $21,929, or lease it for $199 a month, or lease the 2014 Ford Escape for just $194 a month. Experience the new Kaiser Ford Lincoln off the Beltline at Todd Drive or at KaiserOnline.com.
Hold it. First, it all starts here.
Hi everyone, I'm Emmy Fink. We're back here at Verona High School where the Wildcats come into this matchup with a record of 2-3, and according to Coach Richardson, they have a reason to be mad. Let's talk about your saying for this year. You guys are really finding a reason to get mad. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so last year, losing the conference championship for the first time in 7 years, we decided to go with the slogan to get mad or go mad. And the mad is make a difference. And not only in the weight room or as a football player, but make a difference in your community, make a difference every day, make a difference in the classroom. What can you do? So even in the weight room, it says, I am mad. Well, they're not really mad. They're here making a difference. And they want to be better athletes. They want to be better football players. And quite frankly, we've got 4 games that we really need to go mad because we're fighting for our playoff lives right now.
You know, when people get pushed up against the wall, they almost find a way to make a difference or to work harder. Do you think that's going to be the case for your players?
It's got to be, and you know, that's the message we've sent to our kids is, you know, it's easy, it's really easy to win, and it's easy. Everybody loves a winner, and everybody's okay. You don't find out anything about a person until they lose or face adversity. So we're facing that right now. So let's find out who we are and what we are, and hopefully Friday night we'll have a different outcome. But even still, if these kids are giving me everything they got, and they have, I got to tell you, you come to practice, you're not going to see any different practice now than you would have seen 10 years ago for us. These kids are doing what we're asking them to do, and they're working hard. And, we'll get the breaks, and sooner or later, you know, the scoreboard will show what our hard work looks like.
So we're really in your home, away from home, other than the football field. It's kind of cool to join you in your school setting. How much do you like being able to watch over some of your football players when they're really working hard in class?
Yeah, that's such a big thing for us, is that we're able to do this during the day. In the schools I've been in previously, the kids had to come in at 6 in the morning or come in after school, and you got so many athletes that aren't able to do that, whether they're winter sport or spring sport, so you can't get them all year long. And with this, we get our kids all year long in the weight room class. And so this is what they pay me to do, is to develop some lifetime fitness, and with athletes, to become better athletes.
Do you think they're held more accountable when they have you as a coach, but they also have you as a teacher?
Yeah, that helps. You know, I'm holding the carrot in front of their nose, so to speak, but I work a lot with the other coaches, basketball coaches and baseball coaches, hockey coaches. They all encourage the kids to take the class. So I'm all about the multiple sport kid. That's what I was growing up, and I think that's what everybody should be, is 3-sport athletes, have a ball, get in here, get better at your sport. It's something that's important to them, so why not work on it? And a lot of these kids will play college football, not Division I, but they're going to play college football somewhere. We've probably got 6 or 7 dozen kids who have gone on to play college football, let alone the other sports, hockey and basketball and baseball. They're playing, so let's make them as good as they can be.
I'm Emmy Fink, and right after this, your second half with Jim and Chris.
Packer is a permanent salesman at this branch.
But you two are married now, right?
Yeah.
How's the sex?
Why did you hire Todd Packer?
He's been nothing but nice to me. That's how he gets you to take off your panties.
Why are you nodding?
United Front.
Stop by the office.
Hold on a second. First, it all starts here.
When you're ready,
ServPro, how can we help?
help gets there faster. The cleanup specialists at ServPro, helping make fire and water damage like it never even happened.
This Sunday, save big during Steinhoffel's one-day sale. Start with savings of 35% off or more store-wide. Plus, take an extra $100 off your purchase of $14.99. And shrink your monthly payments when you take advantage of 24-month financing. That's 35% off plus an extra $100 off and 2 years to pay. So hurry in and get savings on top of savings on top of incredible savings. For one day only, Sunday only at Steinhoffel's.
Show me some respect. Of the king! What he has.
The Originals special premiere event Thursday, October 3rd on the CW.
I'm Phil Dawson. And I'm Ben Wargo. Coming up next week on Inside Badger Nation, how they fare, the Badgers at the Horseshoe, plus we'll take a look at some of the Madison area recruits. That's coming up on Inside Badger Nation.
Jim Cast and Chris Canty back here at Middleton, where our score at the half is 21-20 Verona. And if you went and got a sandwich at the end of the second quarter and didn't come back till halftime or the middle of the second quarter, you missed some fireworks. And Verona, which was down,
lightly, Jim.
Yeah, they were down 20-6 with About 2:40 left. They scored a touchdown at that point, took advantage of a turnover, a bad snap by Middleton, scored again on a dramatic catch by Mitch Flora in the end zone. And they kick the extra point and they go up on top 21-20. And we commented after Middleton scored their third touchdown, they tried to throw it for 2. They missed that, and now it's already come back to haunt them.
It really has, and I think, Jim, you mentioned that first, and you're exactly right. I really was just kind of thinking about that, but that's a huge play, and I thought it was kind of a gutsy move, and it could have been a read, too. I know a lot of teams put in a play where the holder can see something he likes. So it could have been a read, but it looked like more of a design play, to be honest. But yeah, that aggressiveness, I think Coach Simon was kind of feeling it a little bit there in the second quarter and kind of towards the end of the first quarter, up big. And I think he saw that momentum going and said, hey, let's give it a shot. And now you're down. So, I mean, every decision counts in football.
Something tells me Coach Simon is not going to have much of a voice left here to after.
I don't think there's anyone to question the decision, though. I think when you're at the top of the food chain, it's
I hope those sensitive ears got around
the
Middleton locker room there at halftime.
Yeah.
It's 21-20 here, and as we said, next week we're going to be in Madison. We're going to go to the east side. That's your territory, big man. Your side of town will be at Lucier Stadium as La Follette takes on
I might have to jog over.
Yeah,
and by jog, I mean I'm definitely driving, but
You're driving slower. That's your definition of a jogger, but we're looking forward to that one. La Follette has had a resurgent year this year, and they're doing pretty good. So we think that they can give. Beloit obviously is not having a great year, but we're hoping that they can give a good game, and we're looking forward to that one.
And for those of you that haven't seen La Follette, please tune in. I think it's going to be a great game. I know Jim and I are both excited about seeing La Follette for the first and only time on Channel CW, but obviously they're having a great season, which really no one I don't think expected besides maybe people close to the La Follette team. But great to see them having so much success this year. Definitely going to be getting in the playoffs.
Here we are.
Oh, there's Jim waving his hand. But yeah, it should be a fun one. I'm really looking forward. They got a good young team, great coach, and it should be fun.
La Follette is tied with these Middleton Cardinals for second place in the Big 8 each tonight. Now, obviously, as we play here tonight, this game is viewed on Saturday night and Sunday morning, so this is liable to change. But as of tonight, they are tied at 4-1. Each of those two teams behind Madison Memorial and Sun Prairie, each at 5-0. And they're playing tonight in Sun Prairie. And before we get to a couple of other things here, Chris, we have some time to kill here at halftime. What are your thoughts on that game going on tonight? Obviously, again, we're saying this in the presence and the mode of not knowing what the outcome of that game is, but Madison Memorial has been a revelation this year. Mm-hmm. Things chugging along as normal for Sun Prairie. What a contest that is probably going on right now at Sun Prairie.
Coach Galindo's got those guys playing great football over Memorial, and we all know Coach Kaminsky does a fantastic job with his guys over at Sun Prairie. So I wish we could be there. We're enjoying this great game here. So I think it's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be a good one, Jim. It's going to be fun to kind of see the highlights tonight. I know when we get home we'll be able to find out who won. But I know Sun Prairie is going to have their hands full. I know a lot of people are just going to say, well, Sun Prairie is playing well, one of the best teams in the state, at home. Should be their win, but I don't see it that way. I know Memorial's got something for them.
Now, to go off the beaten path here a little bit, I know you're a baseball fan, and as we sit here on a Friday night, Thursday night, it was the last home game for Mariano Rivera, the New York Yankees, and Yankees, either you love them or you hate them. But last night everybody was a Yankee fan because it was the last game for Mariano Rivera, and his two teammates came out of the dugout to get him, and it was very emotional. And that was I wish I would have been calling that. That would have been. I felt great for the.
It was
the
pretty
folks
cool, and I
calling
believe
it on radio and TV.
I believe the gentleman's name is Michael Kay out of New York who called it, and I was listening to Sports Talk today. He really just said, "Folks, just watch this, just enjoy it." And sometimes that's all you need to do as an announcer.
Let the picture take over.
Yeah,
that's right.
The moment was so big. That's all you needed was the moment. And I'm kind of a closeted Yankee fan. Every time I tell someone I like the Yankees, they freak out and call me a fair weather fan. So, but I follow the Yankees a little bit, and I love Mariano Rivera, and I truly love players that are in the major leagues at any sport, any major league level, and treat the game with respect, treat the fans with respect, and treat their fellow players with respect. And Mariano Rivera always did that. True class act, true example for anyone in the game, whether it be a young high school football player, could be a young baseball player, and truly anyone.
I can see you're choked up about it. the emotion flowing even now from last night's Mariano Rivera.
Too much.
Welcome to broadcasting.
I think I'm tearing up for the wrong reasons.
How did you, here in Madison, Wisconsin, get to be a Yankees fan? You learn something about everybody every day.
I tend to follow players, so when I look at sports, even whether it's NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, I follow players, and I always sort of follow some of the Yankees, and I just started following them, and pretty soon you kind of become a fan.
Wait a minute. I have a different interpretation of that. You like the New England Patriots and the Miami Heat as well, don't you? That's called being a front runner. That's a front runner.
James fan. I've loved LeBron James since I saw him play in high school, and I'm a big Michigan fan, as you know. I'm also a Badger fan. So I like the Patriots because I follow Tom Brady. He's a Michigan guy. Always had a lot of love in my heart for Tom Brady.
We might have
on some good reasons.
We might have to rethink this arrangement here.
I just like championship ball clubs, Jim. I don't know about all this fair weather. I think the weather is not great over here. I don't know.
When the Jacksonville Jaguars win the Super Bowl, you better not be telling me that you're a Jacksonville fan.
If they have a Michigan player on there, maybe. They had Denard Robinson. I think they might have cut him. So.
Verona late coming out of the locker room. They're just coming out now. They're warming up and get ready to start the second half, and so are we. But we'll take our final break here at the half. It's 21-20. Verona leading at the half. We'll be back on Madison CW 57.
Family Guy presents Epic Falls.
Brian, who did this to you? Did you do this? You son of a... What day is this? I'll come back for you guys, I promise.
Family Guy, Fall Down Funny 5 nights a week. Viewer discretion advised. The word on the street is out about How I Met Your Mother. Awesome! Awesome!
Awesome! Awesome!
See why it's the most
awesome
show on TV with the most awesome bad boy Barney.
When I get sad, I stop being sad and be awesome instead. True story.
And his
awesome
best friends.
Totally awesome. Man, these college chicks sound stupid. Totally awesome.
How I Met Your Mother.
I'm Phil Dawson. And I'm Ben Wargo. Coming up next week on Inside Badger Nation, how they fare, the Badgers at the Horseshoe, plus we'll take a look at some of the Madison area recruits. That's coming up on Inside Badger Nation.
Packer is a permanent salesman at this branch.
You two are married now, right?
Yeah.
How's the sex?
Why did you hire Todd Packer?
He's been nothing but nice to me.
That's how he gets you to take off your panties.
Why are you nodding?
United Front.
Stop by the office.
Well, Verona came out late, but they're just about ready to go. They're on their sideline as we watch the Middleton side of things. A little mugging for the camera there. Always nice, and a good turnout, a good student section.
Future Emmy Fink.
Right, I saw some of the Middleton students walking in here tonight, Chris. We've been talking about the theme nights. They were dressed like you. I mean, they were dressed like nerds. I mean, they were dressed.
Whoa.
They had tape on the glasses and everything.
Hey, you know what, folks? It's been
I'm
fun.
sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
Wow. Hey, Jim. I'll see you in the Middleton Breitenbach parking lot, Jim. Old school. Old school by the willow trees.
All right, uniform look-alike tonight. It's the game that's sweeping the nation.
I was just about to go there on you.
And I'm sure
it's sweeping
everybody's playing it.
I got something for you. A couple Pac-10 teams tonight.
Okay. We're going college football.
Oh, yeah, college.
Okay, we can't go NFL for Verona. That would be too easy. All right, for Verona, NFL?
I got something, but...
NFL.
Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
I mean, it's a spitting image, except for the black pants, I think. All right, college football, Verona. I'm going Oregon State.
I was going to go Oregon State as well.
Okay, they don't have the stripes on the helmet, but
true.
All right, now the hard part is Middleton.
This is pretty easy for me. I got to go.
I have one too. Obscure.
Stanford. I got another obscure.
Harvard.
Harvard. There you go.
Yes.
Up top.
Oh,
fun never stops.
That's as close as I will ever get to anything related to Harvard. Although I can fool people and say I taught at Harvard. We were on the campus one time, and I went into a classroom and started. There was a bunch of mathematical formulas on the wall, and my wife took a picture of me, and
oh my God.
I show that to people and say
So basically,
tell them I taught at Harvard.
Stole chalkboard space at Harvard. Is that called teaching now, Jim? Is that?
And I bought a T-shirt that says Harvard football, and you'd be amazed how many people believe me when I say, "Yeah, I played."
With that size over there, Jim,
blew out my knee after my sophomore year, but I
decided to focus on astrophysics.
Got my astrophysics degree.
I really wanted to get to space, folks.
Damond Hill for Middleton, not Harvard, and he takes an educated guess and runs right up to near the 25-yard line. So the Cardinals have work to do, Chris. They had it in cruise control, maybe, and you don't want to say that, but I think they felt pretty good about where they were, and now suddenly they're in the fight for their lives.
This is going to be a real interesting start to this half. I think Middleton was thinking that they were going to come into this half either with at least a touchdown lead, maybe even 2, chance to go up by 3 on this drive. Now they're looking to actually get the lead back. So big turn of events there in the second quarter, and I'm sure Coach Simon got his coaching staff together and got a game plan for the second half.
First down, they'll go to the tried and true. That's Charles Braxton. What a cut. Dances to the outside and then rumbles up over the 40-yard line as he gains about 16 yards. 1st and 10. And it finally hit me, Chris. You'll appreciate this.
Okay.
Who Charles Braxton reminds me of wearing that color and running that kind of style that he runs.
Oh, wait.
Go back in your Badger history a little bit.
I was going to go Badgers.
He wore number 21 long ago, back in the early 70s.
Oh, no, I'm out.
You don't go back that far.
I wasn't even born. Come on.
Rufus the Roadrunner Ferguson. That's who he reminds me of for fans who go back that far. Here's Braxton again. And he has popped and dropped short of the line of scrimmage.
I was going to say somebody in the early 90s. Not Moss, but I'm thinking of another name. I want to say Fletcher, but I'm not sure.
He's not that big.
True.
Second down, little or nothing there for the Cardinals. Miller gets the play and comes back into the huddle to run it up here for Middleton. Down 21-20 after being up 20-6. 20-7, should say.
I do think Middleton got a little too comfortable. You just got to continue to keep that foot on the pedal here. And I think they were controlling their offense.
Miller pulls that out and completes it over the 50 down near the 40-yard line of Middleton on a nice gain of about 20 yards right over the middle. I think that was Mitchell Hurl. Let's see the big tight end. It was hard to see the number. He was out for a while. He was on the bench. They were looking at him. It looked like he was fine, but a huge pickup there of 20 all the way down, should say 19 to the Verona 41.
Really like the way how their offensive coaching staff uses Hurl. Again, they're constantly trying to get him in mismatched situations, and he is very, very sure-handed. If you get the ball in his area, he's bringing it down.
At the 41, 1st and 10. They go back to the ground game. Braxton again slipping tackles, and very elusive, and he hits that hole hard, gets to the 33.
He really is. I've just been really impressed tonight with his footwork. Ability to see the hole and really look past the hole and kind of look at that second level move. That's a higher level thinking at running back, and he's definitely got it. Just a lot, and again, a lot of power from a small frame, but been very impressed. He's really coming into his zone as we enter the second half of this football season.
8 more for Charles Braxton on 2nd down and short. This time they'll fake it to him. Miller again has Hurl there off his hands, and it looked like it may have been picked. I think it was. The Verona sideline erupts, and it was another turnover, second of the night for Middleton, and Verona gets it back.
Wow, just another unfortunate break here from Middleton. And you have to be careful because you really got to keep these players up at this point. Now they're starting to feel it a little bit. They're starting to feel that pressure. They know that they're struggling right now. This offense is struggling a little bit. That is exactly what they did not need at this point. They really need to get some points on the board. And Verona, again, playing very, very well. They are playing to win this game, and they're playing for their playoff lives.
Would have been nice to have seen a replay on that one. That was a great play at the 21-yard line. In motion is Tyndall, and they'll give it up the middle and get it out near the 30. Good gain on 1st down. Verona's starting to have their way now as Schmid gets about 9.
And we talk a lot about momentum in each one of these games, and it is extremely clear that the momentum has definitely shifted over to the orange and black sideline. So I think Verona right now, they can see that Middleton is reeling a little bit, and they got the hot hand. They need to just continue to keep their foot on the pedal and keep getting points on the board.
Second and a long one. Schmidt again did not get the first down. And so it'll be 3rd and short now for Verona after the long first down play. They lead by 1.
And it's going to be really interesting. We've talked about it once before, but going for 2 and the missed conversion, we'll see how that plays out as this game continues.
Schmidt is the lone back. Murray and Tyndall are the wings. Schmidt gets it, approaches cautiously. Now they pitch it, and they're going to get a big play out. A first down and more on the keeper by Tackett, I believe. Well, either way, whoever carried it, it was out to the 45-yard line. So they pick up 15 yards and a first down, and Verona is now near midfield, and their offense is starting to hum. They were really bogged down for a good portion of that second period, but no longer.
And this offense can wear you down. Obviously, it's a lot of run plays here for this defense to handle, and I think they are wearing down Middleton just a little bit here as we start the third quarter.
Flora gets the quick toss and nothing doing there as Schaefer comes up to make the hit and got help. Actually making the first contact was the outside linebacker Elliott Tannen, who came up and made the play for a loss of a couple. 2nd and 12. Wind not a huge factor tonight. It's blowing a little bit into Verona's face at this point,
it
but
still
not
feels pretty
much.
comfortable out here. Nice weather.
Temperatures dropped a little though. Might have to resort to the jacket soon. Tyndall the motion man. Motion up front. I think Tyndall's movement may have caused something from the defense. Let's see. We'll get the indication from the man in the white hat, who is mic'd, by the way, here. One of the niceties about being in Middleton. Dead ball foul, that's an offside, so they get 5. They get the 2 back that they lost, plus 3, so it's 2nd down and 7 now for the Wildcats. Approaching the midway point already of quarter number 3 on this beautiful night for high school football. Only 3 more weeks after this.
I'm thinking one of these games got to be kind of chilly. Like last year we did a La Folla game. It was definitely cold.
I'm glad not to have the 90s, but I don't need to see anything like that. Here's a handoff up the middle. That was Murray, I think, who gets it on the little counter, and they squeeze out a few more yards to about the 48 or so, 49. They have to get to the Cardinal 45-yard line. So they've got 3rd down and about 3.5. Clock ticks down under 7 minutes. Verona took advantage of a turnover at the end of the first half to score the go-ahead touchdown, and trying to take advantage of an interception here. Big play, though. 3rd down. Tyndall, the motion man. They give it to him. Trying to get the outside. Does get the corner, the first down and more, but a flag late behind the play. Very late, very behind the play. Back near the line of scrimmage. Let's see. That came from the referee, the man in the white hat, I believe.
It's in the area of holding.
Yeah, but that was way, way behind the play. Maybe he had trouble getting it out. It is a hold on Verona. So that first down is no longer. Wait a little bit for Serve Pro.
And that's a tough break there for Verona, because that was a nice 3rd down play. And you know, Verona, again, they stick to their guns. They stick to their bread and butter, which is that wing T offense. Even on a 3rd and a little bit long, they're still going to run it. And they got the first down, so kudos to them. Unfortunately, that's coming back with the holding.
Now it's a much different proposition. Now it's 3rd down and 14 back at their own 41-yard line. And for Verona, this is dramatic for them. They'll branch it out and actually put 2 receivers to the right or wide side of the field. Tackett has all day. Throws, and it's incomplete. Schmidt diving for it. Even if he had been able to make the grab, he would have been well short. So the Middleton defense, with the help of a holding penalty, holds themselves, and they get ready to receive the punt.
And I expect this game to tighten up just a little bit. I think in the second half you're going to see both defenses truly understand what their responsibilities are in this game as far as keeping it close and keeping points off the board. So the defenses are going to be fired up for this entire second half. So I don't think we're going to see too much of a shootout.
Well, Schaefer and Wood are back for Middleton, only about 25, 30 yards from the line of scrimmage. Tackett kicks it end over end. It's almost like a kickoff. They let it bounce. And it is Schmid there to touch it, and it is eventually wrapped up by Scott Rolfing. And it's a first down for the Cardinals, and they'll be at their own 32-yard line with 6:14 left in the third.
And again, Verona's offense, too, they work so much time off the clock. When they're doing a drive, similar to Monona Grove, how they run the football so much, keep the ball in bounds. It's not a spread offense. It's not an offense where they're throwing a lot of passes. So if you get behind to them, it can be tough to come back.
Now here's Middleton's offense time to shine. They've turned it over their last 2 possessions. They would like to march it down. They haven't scored in a long time. Braxton on the pitch, ripping through tacklers, and gets up near the 40-yard line. He'll have about 8. Middleton last scored at the 4:46 mark of the second quarter.
And again, going to Braxton again, and they're, obviously he's their workhorse and had a great game, but they may have to start branching out a little bit in the second half, getting creative, getting those receivers back involved. You've seen Hurl a little bit at tight end. They're really going to spread the ball around and see what they can get done here.
DeMond Hill will go in motion. Braxton. Look at those cuts that he makes and gets out to the 45, got 3, and that's good enough for a first down. Turn your interest in graphic design and web development into a professional career with Madison Media Institute's Digital Art and Design program. Explore the possibilities at mediainstitute.edu. First and 10 at their 44. So you hear the wind rustle a bit here in the microphones. Hill again in motion from the eye. There he has it, gets a good block, gets the edge, and is escorted down eventually across the 50-yard line. Nice play, got a good block on the outside.
Yeah, it was a great wide receiver block. They always say that most long runs or even kind of your wide receiver screens or quick outs are sprung by great wide receiver blocks, and that was true right there.
Pick up to the 48-yard line. Got about 7, so it'll be second down and 3. Hill comes split to the left or near side. Down there in the bottom right corner of your screen. Braxton again has the first down. Look at him go! At the 30 and finally dragged down out in the open field by Allen Brown. But not before he got 18 yards and another Middleton first down.
Braxton again just having a fantastic game for Middleton. I think we're going to get a quick, there we go, little SLS replay here. Braxton running right up through the holes, and then again you could see the vision. He saw that the hole was now open to the far left side and just made a quick cut, and then he was off to the races. A lot of speed, a lot of power, and great vision.
18 for a Serve Pro first down from the 30. They give it to Fry, who barrels through the middle of the big fullback. And he gets down to near the 20-yard line. Now the Middleton offense is starting to run. Fry is one of those bowling ball type fullbacks at 5'9", 197.
Kind of a battle of the running games right now. Both teams keep it on the ground here in the second half. Looking to just sort of a little ground and pound right now. Let the O-line go to work.
8 for Fry, so it's second down and 2. Hill will go to the right this time. And Rongstad will flare to the left. Wing that way as well. Braxton will get it and should have enough for the first down. Gets inside the 20. Near the 18, almost to the 17. Picked up almost 5, and Middleton recycles the downs and takes more time off the clock here in the third.
Let me ask you this, Jim. Now, do you think that Middleton might go for 2 again to even the score?
They might. They might to try to get back on that 7-point margin.
If they score.
Yeah, if they score.
Still
sure,
an if,
yeah.
but looking ahead a little bit.
Miller with a hard count. Braxton, that one appeared to be a little bit bottled up, but he makes the most of it. I'm not sure that was the best handoff. It looked like they were conflicted a little with where they were going, but Braxton made something out of nothing and got a nice gain to the 11.
The one thing that's really fun to watch Braxton, when he runs, he always gets to second level. Makes that first line of defense miss, and he's getting an extra 4, 5, 6 yards or more. Really impressed to see that, and that's a kudos to his O-line as well, that they're able to block, and they're getting to second level as well, getting chips on those backers, making sure he's got the right running lanes.
More like the 12, 2nd down 4 for the Cardinals. Why not? Oh, Braxton is hit and dropped as they got a hand on him up front, and that was Logan Postweiler, one of the captains for Verona, who smacked him and slowed him up in the backfield. He fell forward for a couple, but that was a good play by the defensive tackle. So it is 3rd down.
Big 3rd down here, Jim. This is a huge drive for Middleton. They're definitely going to need to leave this drive with at least 3. And I know they're looking for 7.
Here's their bread and butter, the running game. Look at that offensive line, just push him out of the way. And Fry just put his head down and followed those big guys up front, gets a 1st down. Just inside the 5, it appears. 1st and goal.
Middleton football is all about controlling the battle at the line of scrimmage. And as Jim said, that's a great job right there. You could see that line of scrimmage was moving pretty much wherever Middleton wanted it to move. Of those big boys up front, they're looking to punch this in.
And who gets the chance to score? Fry came off that tackle, spun around. He was hit early and then made a nice spin and got all the way down to the 1. He's been the man tonight to carry around the end zone.
And one thing I've noticed about doing these games, Jim, is that the coaches don't seem to call quarterback sneaks very often. I think it's a great situation here for a sneak, but we just don't see it that much.
Perhaps we will. Big defensive tackle. Chase Jolly is in as they go to the full house power I formation here. Miller, Fry following that left side easily into the end zone. And Middleton has retaken the lead as Fry scores for the 3rd time tonight, this time from a yard out, and it's 26-21.
Another great job by Middleton. Nice drive. They got back to what they were doing here in the first half. Nothing fancy, quick turnaround, little run-off tackle. Easy touchdown play.
Bada boom, bada bing, and here you go, Chris. I think this, with Miller coming back in, I think they will go for 2. I would. Why not?
I like the call here, yeah.
Oh, yeah, have to get back up by 7 here. So they'll do the same thing, it looks like here, at least formation-wise. They have Jolly, the defensive tackle. A whistle, though. Hold everything. This might make it. Oh, and they call timeout before they run this 2-point conversion. It is an important play. 49 seconds left. They want to make sure they get it right. Tonight's game is sponsored by Wrench Auto Service, Middleton's largest independent auto repair shop. Wrench is dedicated to providing honest and exceptional customer service.
I appreciate that. I love a place with good customer care.
And a cool logo.
They do have a cool logo. I'm going to have to go stop out at Wrench. Car's got a lot of miles on it.
Well, after you get your new Kaiser Ford, you can take it to Wrench.
Well, if my new Kaiser's going to have a warranty.
With your new cell phone. Keep the people happy, Chris. That's what they say. So this is important.
That's a great sponsor.
Chris, I don't know what the coach or who saw what when they came up to the line. They were lined up and ready to
obviously with the 2-point conversion, you only get one shot at it.
Right.
So if you see something, defensive formation or just not what you were expecting, you got to call that timeout. I think it's a good play there.
I don't think it was a time issue. It was
no. I think they saw something they just didn't like. And I like, as far as 2-point conversions go, you can think run, pass, what do you want to do? I'd really like to do something in the form of a pass or some type of read play. Keep the ball in your quarterback's hands so you always have the pass
And
option.
there it is. Miller will dance into the end zone. And just as the big man said, the quarterback keeps it. And instead of ramming up the middle, they try to flank.
I'm sitting over here talking.
And it works beautifully. 28-21, Middleton up again by a touchdown. Well, let's take a timeout. You're watching high school football on Madison CW 57.
Tonight's player of the game is brought to you by Kaiser Ford. A Kaiser buyer is a wiser buyer.
Madison has changed a lot since 1925, but at Kaiser Automotive, there's one thing that will never change, and that is our promise to providing low-volume prices and a superior level of customer service the Kaiser name has been known for over 8 decades. Take home a new 2014 Ford Fusion SC for $21,929, or lease it for $199 a month, or lease the 2014 Ford Escape for just $194 a month. Experience the new Kaiser Ford Lincoln off the Beltline at Todd Drive or at KaiserOnline.com.
28-21 the score here in the third quarter. And we've got 50 seconds here and then 12 more minutes of football to go after that. Now, Tim Simon has had the bag of tricks tonight. He does not try anything here. And this will be Brown, I think, to take it. And he does, weaving and struggling and getting out to near the 30-yard line. So now Verona has its work cut out for it again. They were having it their way for a while, and now they are behind again.
You can see after that drive, the momentum starting to shift a little bit back to Middleton. Nice job on the 2-point conversion there right before we took a break. So now this game's all about scoring some touchdowns.
They'll try to run, and they'll get a couple up to the 32-yard line.
Attack it again out of the wing tee. Not much doing there, though.
So we count down to the end of the third quarter here, and it is Verona trying to get back on track. Go ahead, Chris.
I was going to say big drive here for Verona as they look at second down, a little bit long. Trying to get some points back on the board after Middleton really did a nice job of driving down the field, scoring a touchdown.
That one goes nowhere. So it'll be third and long as we come back for Verona as we go to the fourth. Serve Pro of Madison. When you need it done right and done fast, call 221-1818 for all of your fire and water emergency restoration needs. End of 3, 28-21 Middleton High School football on Madison CW.
Still weighed down by that old cell phone contract? I can't get rid of it. I've been stuck in it for 2 years. You should have done what I did. I went to SLS Cellular. They also unlocked my phone and gave me 2 separate lines on the same phone. Whoa. So I can have a separate line for home and a separate line for business. You have a business? Or I could have a separate line for my friends and a separate line for the lady.
SLS Cellular. Pick your phone, pick your service, dump your contract.
Miller & Sons has been your friendly family grocer for over 100 years.
With our Verona and our new Mount Horeb location, Miller & Sons is able to support local growers to bring you the freshest quality produce.
If there's something special you are looking for, let us know. We'll try to get it.
It's Chili Week. Fresh family pack ground chuck, $2.98 a pound. Surefine beans or diced tomatoes are 3 for $2, and Surefine oyster crackers only 98 cents.
At Miller & Sons, we pass the savings on to you, and we also carry groceries out to your car.
So here we go, Chris. This is a big play, even though it's the start of the fourth quarter. Verona's down by a touchdown, and they would love to keep it here, but they have to give it up if they can't get about 8.5 yards. They throw down the middle, and Schmidt with a catch in traffic. Schmidt, rather, at midfield, and they pick it up and more. That was clutch.
Nice job there by Tackett. You see one of the most dangerous routes in football, going over the middle on that slant, a little bit of a deep slant there. Tackett does an excellent job. Really impressed tonight with Tackett. He's done a great job throwing the football. And Schmidt with a nice catch and able to hold on to it. Took a shot right there around the 50-yard line.
Schmidt is most definitely one of their best athletes. He came in with 11 catches for 102 yards and a touchdown. And he's only 5'8", 165, but has the heart of a lion and a little wiggle as well as he rips through that hole in the middle. crosses midfield and gets about 6 or 7 yards for Verona. He can come out of that backfield or a wing or wide or wherever they line him up, and he's a dangerous threat out there. And Tackett has targeted him a number of times tonight.
He is, and ability to come out of the backfield, ability to catch the football. That versatility is what Coach Richardson needs for this offense, and he's definitely got it. And he's really having a fantastic game tonight, along with Tackett, Flora. These guys have stepped up, and talking to both coaches, both of them made statements pretty much very similar in that when you have this game, you can truly throw the record books out. It's a kind of a cliche to say, but as you're seeing tonight with a 28-21 game, it is definitely true.
And Verona gets 5 more with that minor face mask penalty, so they start from the 39. There's Schmid picking a hole and going right and down in a heap and around the 35-yard line.
I think Schmid's going to be searching for the ice bucket when this game's over. He's been a workhorse tonight.
That penalty hurt, gave Verona a first down, and they got even better field position. Now they're really within range at the 35 and knocking on the doorstep again in an effort to try to tie this game. Up they come. The standard Verona formation, wing at either side, one back behind the quarterback. The double handoff, there's Tyndall, squeezes through a hole, gets the 30-yard line and fights for that first down. Needed to get to about the 29. I think he'll be just short.
The one thing that's always so impressive is I catch a water bottle flying off the counter.
The
one thing that I'm always
cat-like reflexes.
I'm always so impressed with Verona and how well they run this offense. You see double handoffs, all the moves, the up fakes, the jet sweeps. There's so much. It's such a dynamic offense. So much going on. Really impressed with how well they run it.
3rd and a yard. Tackett will try to run for it. He veers to the outside, stretches at the pylon, and I think he got it, showing a little mobility there as he was chased by that Middleton defense. And I think he managed to get it. He was chased by Josh Helbach. And maybe they're going to have to measure. Let's see. He had to get to the 29. And it was a good job by Tackett to stretch that ball out and get as much as he could.
Looks like we might have looking at a measurement over there, Jim.
Eyeball this measurement here. It's right. They don't have to come out. It's right there by the markers. And it's going to be either just short. No, by the length of the football, they get the first down. By the length of the tip of the football, I should say. Not even a full football length.
Verona keeping this drive moving. Exactly what they need.
So they get the first down at the 29-yard line. 10 minutes and change here. They give it on the jet sweep. And Tyndall gets the carry, gets it to about the 24-yard line or so. They pick up about 5 yards. So Verona marches on toward a possible tying touchdown here. Hold on. If you're going to get a sandwich or something, better get it quick. I want to be around at the end of this one.
Pause those DVRs.
You bet.
Hopefully you're tuning in and going back and forth maybe from the Badger game. Should be a good one. You guys are watching both.
Or if it's Sunday morning, we hope you're enjoying your breakfast with us. Schmid was buried. I was about to end it, and Schmid popped up out of there. Was just about to say that Schmid couldn't find any room,
Schmid
and then he popped out and made a nice game.
Braxton-esque, if you will.
Look at Eric Schmid on this one.
We're going to get as he gets his jersey fixed by the assistant coach. Again, this wing T formation, you can see nothing there. Has the vision, pop that right outside, kind of run into that 7 to 9 hole right there. Able to hit the edge and get out of bounds.
Got the first down. 1st and 10. In the 4th quarter. Verona the football. Tyndall the carry on the end around. He breaks tackles and then it breaks down for him as he could not get around one tackler there. And for Middleton, and I'm not sure who that was. It might have been Carey? I'm not sure. Somebody made a great tackle.
You know what, Jim? We want to give a big shout out to one of our best sponsors, SLS Cellular. At SLS, they will help you dump your contract and save you some money. No credit check required, and they are now a U-Haul authorized dealer.
There's the Middleton faithful on the home side. Their defense is trying to hold steady here. And the faithful taking it in here at Breitenbach Stadium. Second down and 11. Lost a yard there. Tackett rolls left. Has room to run. There's a hole in the middle. At the 5, weaving to the right. Flung toward the goal line. Didn't quite make it in. But they'll have a 1st and goal near the 1. Near or at the 1 yard line in an effort to tie this one up.
You know, big John Tackett didn't see what he liked with the pass. And picked up that 1st down with the run. Nice job there. Nice recognition, not forcing anything. Right now, turnovers, penalties are going to be critical. Every play counts. Can't have any stupid plays or silly mistakes. And that was a great job there by Tackett. Just hold on to the ball, get that 1st.
Ball's at the 2. Chris, we've seen Tackett a number of times over the last couple of years. I can't remember him running as much as he has tonight. He's shown a new element.
I think this is one of the best games we've seen from John Tackett, and we've done several Verona games over the last 2 years.
They'll give it to Schmid this time, and he scores! Hit a tackler at the 1 and bounded into the end zone with a man on his back, and we're a point away from being tied again.
And right now, if you're a special teams coach for Verona, you got to get your guys focused and ready right now, because we see a lot of just missed connections on extra points. Every time we do these games, I think almost every game something happens on an extra point or it's blocked. So these are not a gimme in high school.
So here is the attempt by Hansen, Nick Hansen, to tie this game. This is all important with 7:37 left. Good snap, and it is up, and it is through. We're tied at 28. 7:38 left. Hey, hold on, we've got a good one here in Middleton tonight. The Cardinal offense will take the field, theoretically, when we return on Madison CW.
When you're ready,
ServPro, how can we help?
help gets there faster. The cleanup specialists at ServPro, helping make fire and water damage like it never even happened.
And so Verona will kick it off, and every time we count them out, it seems that we shouldn't, because they come right back in.
Jim, we want to remind all you guys to check out ServPro of Madison. When you need it done right and done fast, call 221-1818 for all of your fire and water and emergency restoration needs.
So there's the kickoff, and it bounds out of bounds, and that's a penalty. And Middleton will have the choice of taking that at the 40 or making them kick, and I think they like that good field position. So 1st and 10. And Middleton is played from behind tonight. They've been ahead by 2 scores. Now they're tied. A little of everything for this team.
I know, this has been quite the game. Quite the game. I think we've seen both teams have some momentum throughout the game, kind of lose the momentum. Right now, Verona with a great drive. Before that, Middleton had a nice drive. So really, it's going to see who can finish the game. Now that's what you're looking at. And it's going to be a complete game, both offensively and defensively. Who is going to finish this game right now? And Middleton's up.
And I erred in saying the 40. It's the 35 where they get it. The officials noticing something where the ball is placed, I think, or something. Now we're ready to go. 1st and 10, Cardinals. 7:37 left in regulation. Here's Braxton. Bounces out, keeps going. As Chris said, keeps the leg moving, and got a nice run. Out over the 45-yard line. Should be good enough for a 1st down.
Big number 72 for Verona, Logan Postweiler, with a nice, saw that fumble swat trying to get the ball out of Braxton's hand. Not able to do it. Braxton holding on to that ball for dear life at this point.
from the 45-yard line. 1st and 10. Braxton has carried a heavy load, got through an arm tackle, put his head down, and bangs near the 50. He is tough.
He is. Folks, we want to remind you to stop by Kaiser Ford Lincoln, where you get Kaiser's internet verified prices every day. Proudly serving Dane County since 1925.
Ball squarely at the 50-yard line. 6.5 to play, or near 6.5. Remember, in high school football, if it's tied, it's like the college rule. Each team gets a possession. Option run. Miller, the pitch. Braxton there. Pops off a tackler. Ooh, put his shoulder down and gain more yardage all the way down to the 35-yard line.
Can they call unnecessary roughness on a running back against a defensive player? I don't know.
If it's out of bounds, but not that. That was Charles Braxton again showing power and not going down easily.
Just Charles Braxton being Charles Braxton right there. Nice play, cool play there on the dual option. And eventually Casey Miller did choose to make the pitch, and a great call there. That worked out very well in Middleton's favor.
16 yards to the 34. And they say the running backs get better the longer the game goes, the more tired they get. So in that case, he should be great now. Here he is again through a hole, out in the open, dragging tacklers down near the 5-yard line. Wow. Braxton has the wow factor, and he's really showing it here for a Serve Pro first down.
You know, I'm always impressed with the amount of running back talent that's in the Big 8, and we have not been disappointed tonight with Schmid. And here we'll get a quick look at Braxton on the quick toss. Right up the middle. You can see, look at a quick juke, using those hips, cuts it right back in the middle of the field. Got 4 Verona guys to bring him down.
27 yards down to the 7-yard line. 1st and goal for the Cardinals, trying to retake the lead that they've had on 2 occasions tonight. Why not? Why not? And Braxton inside the 5, down near the 2.
I think they got to let Braxton get in here. I feel like he's always getting him down there.
He deserves it now, quite frankly. Fry has been the one to hit the pay dirt tonight. Braxton has carried him to the brink, and Fry has scored 3 touchdowns. Now they're at about the 3.
What do they call that in fantasy? Vulturing?
Yes.
Vulturing touchdowns over here. So if you had Braxton on your Big 8 high school fantasy team, I might not be too happy right
They'll
now.
give it to him here, and he surges ahead, falls just short, down at about the 1. 3rd down and goal. Well, do you go back to the well again?
I'm thinking quarterback sneak here. Nobody likes to run it. I feel like we got to do it right here.
Bring in the jumbos here. Entering the game, Austin Collins, a 280-pound junior lineman. He wears number 74. And Chase Jolly, one of their defensive tackles, also in the game. Well, Fry sprinted off, so he's not going to get it. I think they're going to do everything possible to get Braxton into the end zone. 3rd down and a yard. There he is, through the middle. Big scrum, and he scores. The officials' hands go up, and Charles Braxton does indeed not only do the work, but get the payoff as well, and Middleton leads again.
Good for him. Great play. Again, nothing fancy. I think every Middleton touchdown tonight has been fairly simple. You know, by the time they get down there, just looking to punch it in. Great job by Braxton. He earned that touchdown, and he's had a great night. It's a way to cap it off.
And Charles says, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Calling my number at the goal line.
There we go. Show your RB some love.
Ronstad to kick. He has a touchdown catch. That one's good. Hey, we're in quite a ball game here. Middleton retakes the lead with 4:21 left. Don't go anywhere, though. Verona has it next as we continue on Madison CW.
Welcome to Chocolaterie Stam, a modern chocolaterie steeped in Dutch traditions. Since 1913, our family has been proudly handcrafting exceptional white milk and dark chocolate bonbons and other indulgent confections. A trip to Chocolaterie Stam is an experience like no other. Intoxicating scent of fresh truffles that fills the room, the inviting warmth of our cozy shops, and the exciting experience of selecting your own favorite sweets to take home and slowly explore. Sure, you've tasted chocolate before, but nothing better than this.
So it is now 35-28 as Middleton marches smartly down the field, and Charles Braxton gets it from a yard out, and they lead 35-28.
Jim, are you ready for exciting new future in media? Because at MMI, you can learn to design and install cutting-edge media systems through the Electronic and Audio Visual Systems program at Madison Media Institute. Visit mediainstitute.edu.
Alan Brown for Verona, and he manages to wiggle to the 25-yard line or so. Charles Braxton came in as the 5th leading rusher in the league, and he's had quite a game here tonight, averaging before tonight 5.6, a little over 100 yards a game, and he's well over that, one would think, tonight.
I'd say we might have an early player of the game candidate if Middleton can pull this off.
It's in the mix.
I think he's made his box is on the cover of the mix right now.
Well, perhaps our producer Meredith can be our player of the game tonight. She's at a game.
She's pretty good. I don't want to get her too big of a head.
We had our.
It's already kind of big anyway, so I don't know.
Our account staff, our sales staff represented tonight before the game.
Sales is up here. We could the whole CW family.
Give them player of the game. Tackett to throw. On the sideline, trying to make the catch, and it is incomplete. Intended over there for Watsky, his tight end near the 40-yard line, tried to squeeze it in, couldn't quite get it. Decent throw, though. 25-yard line, 2nd down and 10 for Verona.
Critical drive for Verona. You see the clock up top, 4 minutes, 5 seconds left. And this is absolutely, they have to get a touchdown here, or at least get this ball, especially out of their own territory right now. They do have to punt. Middleton's going to have some great field position.
Time isn't critical yet, Chris, but it will be soon. Schmid, they'll keep it on the ground, and he'll rip off about 5 or so. That's not bad. They have time to do that, and Verona has all 3 of their timeouts left.
I think right now field position could be almost as important as the clock is, just in case you do have to punt. I know they're not thinking about that. I know they're thinking we're going to get this first down here and keep driving, but in the event that you do, field position is going to be key.
Well, and Chris, we talked about John Tackett's running tonight. The throwing is good. I mean, this team throws it really good as well. And I don't want to use the phrase for Verona, but they're not known for their throw game.
No, and that's okay. It's not what they specialize in. They're not they're not Memorial running the spread offense, 4 or 5 wide receivers. It's just not what they do. They do what they do well, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I have been impressed tonight with Tackett. Very accurate throws. His receivers have done a nice job catching the football. Flora, Schmid both made some nice catches tonight. And, he's having a good game.
So Verona takes one of those aforementioned timeouts with 3:26 left, and they take one here to talk it over. In a 1-touchdown game here, Middleton on top. Now, at the end of the first half, they had the ball. They eventually scored and took the lead, so it worked out, but they did not take their timeouts. They took one, I think, and left 2 on the table in the waiting seconds. They take one early here.
Yeah, still plenty of timeouts left for both teams. And Jim, while we have a quick break, I want to talk to you a little bit about Wrench Auto Service in Middleton. For all your vehicle's needs, both foreign and domestic, count on Wrench Auto Service in Middleton. Visit Wrench online at wrenchauto.com.
Huge play here tonight. The near side, the home stand. The home fans get into a 3rd and 5. Play action. Tackett steps up over the middle with a big grab, and that's a 1st down. Watsky, I believe it is, the big tight end, makes the catch for 10 and a 1st down, 9 should say, and they're up to the 39, and they get another set of downs.
We just talked about John Tackett. He's had a great game tonight, showed a lot of poise, a lot of leadership, standing in the pocket, was facing some pressure and made that throw. Nice job.
Taylor Watsky, a senior tight end. Here is the run game. Tyndall races through a hole and speeds over the 50 in the Middleton territory. Now it's getting interesting with a little over 3 minutes remaining.
Verona starting to get a little swagger back, starting to move the football, speeding up the pace.
13 more on the run by Cameron Tyndall, and they are now within Middleton territory. Now you think about going for 2 in the win if they can score, Chris. Way too early. I know for them for that, but we'd start thinking about that.
Yeah, see, we get the fun job here.
Schmid again has blockers and gets the 45 to the 44. He'll still be about 5 yards short or so.
And just to answer your question though, Jim, I think if they score here, I think you play it safe, kick the field goal, and most likely take it to overtime.
Now we have an official's timeout for an injured player here on the far side. That is a Middleton player who has a cramp, and I think that's Matt Hong, the middle linebacker. Anytime that leg goes up, that's a sure sign for the cramp.
Sign for a cramp. And Jim, you know one of our favorites. I know your favorites. SLS. Here at SLS, they will help you dump your contract and save you some money. Come visit us and enjoy a free cup of gourmet coffee. I gotta try this coffee they keep talking about.
And Nick will come out and strike up a conversation.
You know me. I will judge coffee or food pretty quick. You know me.
And Nick will be happy to see you.
I need like a French press, maybe something in like a Colombian roast, something from out of the country.
Always pushing the envelope, aren't you?
French press, you get the fresh oils, and all that's the only way to have a cup of coffee.
I know.
If it's a Keurig, I'm walking out of that place. But after, I make him find me a 32 gig iPhone 5S. That's what I need. That's what I need in my life right now.
I'll go with you. I'll give you a few pointers if you need them.
I won't need that ever from yourself. That's okay. I love you, Jim.
Gee, thanks.
Cell phone pointers are not your specialty.
That is Brian Chapman, a linebacker, number 40, not number 10, Matt Hong. So it was Chapman who had the cramp. He's okay as he comes to the sideline. Here's another big one. Second down, about 6. Ball at the 44-yard line of Middleton with 2.5 to play. Verona down by 6, and they try the middle, down by 7, should say. And they do not get the first down. They're still 4 yards short.
Verona
so here's
again
a third down.
Going with that double handoff. Seen that a few times tonight. Interesting little wrinkle there. Every time I see the double handoff, I'm thinking that's just a lot of movement behind the line of scrimmage. But Verona's still a little bit short here. You see the clock ticking down to 2 minutes. They're going to have to keep this ball moving. Might need to pick up the pace just a little bit.
Chapman comes racing back on the field for Middleton. He's back in the game on this huge third down play. 3rd and 4. Tackett hit as he throws. Intercepted at the 35. That's Chapman, I believe, who just came back in with 1:41, and it is a party on the middle line. How
Great
about
defensive
that?
play. What a way to end it for Middleton.
I saw Chapman on the sideline running, sprinting, and looking at him like putting his hands on like, what do you need to see? I'm fine. Put me back in. They did. He runs on and he gets a pick.
That's awesome play there from Chapman. And like Jim said, he just got taken out of the game for a split second. Right back in there making plays. Awesome job.
Chapman, a 6'1", 188-pound junior, makes a huge play. Verona has 2 timeouts to kill the clock, but Middleton has it at the 37 with the 7-point lead. With 1:41, 2 timeouts, they may not be able to run it out here if they don't get a first down. 1 first down may do it. Braxton through the middle and plows up to the 46-yard line. Or at the 41-yard line, beg your pardon. About 4 on the carry.
If Verona does have 2 timeouts
remaining.
late
flag.
Oh, hold on. Wait.
That was from the near side line judge. Well after the play, and they're talking to Middleton, and the Middleton coaches are not happy. Well, while the officials talk this over, let's look at one of the key plays of the game.
Right, you can see Tackett drop back. Great form, got a nice look at it, but Middleton read it. Did a great job positioning themselves. Chapman coming back in, number 40.
Yep.
Just an easy pickoff. They just read that play perfectly.
He got the interception, but that was set up by the pressure up front as
Definitely.
Tackett was rushed in his throw.
And the D-line for Middleton has done a good job tonight. This is a tough offense.
Let's see the call.
Corral.
12 men on the field called on Verona, and that's a Middleton first down. I don't get it, Chris. That came at the end of the play.
Yeah, that's
virtually when
called.
The play was done.
Does seem a little late for that call.
that's normally a call that you see at the snap when they're trying to get off the field. I'd like to hear an explanation of that one. Timeout called again. Verona burns another one with 1:36, so they can only stop it one more time. That's huge.
Yeah,
that gives them a first down.
We talked about it so many times. Penalties, just missed opportunities. And Coach Richardson, again, has every game he looks at game-changing plays, and that potentially could be one, as they look to maybe try to get this ball back.
I don't know. Am I crazy? Maybe during the play he counted the defenders and came up with 12. I don't know.
That must, and that is rare to see, Jim. To your point, it's rare to see it after the play.
Well, I've been watching football for a long time, and I don't know if I've ever seen that. That call, yes, but
I've actually seen
time
teams get away with it if it's not called early.
Yep. Well, here you go. First down at the 45 of 1:36. Braxton through the middle, piling up good yards. He got 7, I think, and held on to the ball. And a timeout. Let's see. Clock stops. And I think this might be a timeout called by Verona. It is. That's their last. So with 1:30, their last hope there. And that was about 6 yards. They need 4 more. So Middleton now, if they get this first down, it is over.
And they are dangerously close to putting this game away.
Even if they don't, quite frankly. It's
the way they've run the ball, I'm sure it'll be in Braxton's hands tonight. Or I should say for this play.
Second and a long 4 here for the Cardinals.
One last sponsor shout out to Kaiser Ford Lincoln. We get Kaiser's internet verified prices every single day. Proudly serving Dane County since 1925.
So it's second down right here with 1:30, and Verona is out of timeouts. That was a huge interception by Chapman of Middleton. And correct me if I'm wrong, was that the first Verona turnover of the night? There is a running play and stopped short of the first down, but the clock will run. Middleton will have a third down here. They'll have a couple plays to get a first down, and then that should end it. Fry on the carry.
I believe that was the first Verona turnover. I know Middleton's had a couple tonight.
Middleton had 2 on consecutive possessions spanning the second and third quarter, and each was costly. So
and again, that really gave Verona the momentum to get back in this game. Think about it.
Less than a yard, half a yard. Clock running with 50 seconds now. From the full house backfield, even if they don't get it, they might want to just run out the clock anyway. That's a moot point. That's a first down. And there's your ball game right there. They'll stop the clock to move the chains.
That should do it.
One more, and that should be it. And that'll put a nice little bow on it for the Cardinals, who will go to 5-1.
Still have our Kaiser player of the game. I think we're both in agreement. We'll get a quick break after this game, and the game is over. And Jim and I will converse. I think we both know who it might be.
No, wait till that clock rolls down under 25, under 30. Take all the time they need to. And Braxton is 15 yards back behind the line of scrimmage. A knee by Miller, and that's it. So Middleton holds on. They blew a big lead. A couple of comebacks for Verona. Very game effort by the Wildcats. But the Cardinals of Middleton hold on and win 35-28. They go to 5-1 for the season. We'll take this time out. Our post-game comments to follow, including the naming of our Kaiser Ford player of the game. That's after this on Madison CW57.
Tempo Ballroom and Latin Dance Studio is the premier center for enjoying and learning all styles of couples dancing. From beginners to the competitive dancer, Tempo has a class for everyone. Group classes, private instruction, youth programs, wedding lessons, a retail shop, and a first-class facility, all to make your experience as easy as 1, 2, 3. Drop in and find the perfect fit for you. Our instructors are talented, friendly, and fun, whose aim is teaching and providing a welcoming environment. Tempo Ballroom and Dance. Find your rhythm.
Well, what a game, Chris. It was entertaining, and it was at the end, a very good outcome for Middleton. Good ball game. It was fun to be here.
We've had some great games this year. We've really gotten lucky, and we make this schedule kind of like the NFL. We did it in the spring, and we hope for the best, and we try to get a lot of different matchups on the field. And I'll tell you what, we've been privileged to do some really excellent high school football games, and this just adding to that list this year.
And now it's time, Chris, for our Kaiser Ford Lincoln Player of the Game. Tonight's Kaiser Player of the Game is, I don't think we need to say anything, Mr. B, huh?
Charles Braxton, number 2 for Middleton, had a fantastic game, put a touchdown in there at the very end of the game, and just really running all over that Verona defense the entire game. Did a nice job. He was truly on display. Just the cuts, the foot speed, the quickness, just had a great game, and just part of that overall arsenal for Middleton. I know Leahy from Middleton also had a great game. Casey Miller made some nice throws as well. So really, Middleton's offense, they look much improved after seeing them week 1 against Memorial. I know both Jim and I were very impressed with what they were able to do tonight.
And don't ever call Charles Braxton a scat back. He is much more than that. He can
run you
power
over
and authority. Yeah, I want him on my side, that's for sure.
Definitely.
All right, big man, good game tonight. Next week, we'll be back at it again.
East side.
The season now 2/3 over. It's winding down, and next week we'll see another team that's in the playoff hunt. Madison La Follette, we'll see them for the first time at Lucier Stadium, hosting Beloit, a team that's struggling, but is looking to spring an upset next week, so they'll be supremely motivated.
It should be a fun one. We're looking forward to seeing La Follette and Beloit Memorial. Obviously struggling a little bit this year, but we know that everyone knows they're going to be on TV. Their players are going to be pretty jacked up. They're going to be excited to
get in there, Chris.
Let me see if I can sneak over. Oh, yeah. There we am. So we're definitely excited to see La Follette and Beloit Memorial. Beloit's trying to get back on their stride, and La Follette's kind of been on their stride all season, and I'm just really excited to see them. Everyone's been talking about them this year. They're kind of the talk of the league, and we're gonna be there next week at Lucier.
Middleton wins 35-28. They go to 5-1, no worse than second place in the Big 8 when the sun rises tomorrow. Meanwhile, Verona falls to 2-4, and they're in the position now of having to win their final 3 to make the playoffs. A rare thing indeed for the Verona Wildcats, but you get the idea that Dave Richardson and company are up to the challenge. Good game. Thank you to our great crew, as always.
Definitely.
The best in the business. Some of the folks from the CW who stopped out tonight, was nice to see them. And thanks to you, big man, and to our great sponsors, and of course our viewers. We're happy that we had you along.
Definitely.
We'll see you next week at Lucier Stadium. Don't forget you can watch these games Saturday nights at 7, Sunday mornings at 10. We'll be back next week with more great high school football. Thank you for watching tonight. Good night, everybody.